Presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life. SNHU. See yourself succeed at snhu.edu. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. And Toyota. Let's go places.
And Galaxy Soccer is on the air. For the next couple of hours, we invite you alongside Christian Miles. My name is Mark Rogandino. It's the hottest team in Major League Soccer, your Los Angeles Galaxy, traveling all the way across to the eastern seaboard to take on the Philadelphia Union, who are off to a pretty good start themselves. Can the Galaxy keep it going is one of the big questions for LA heading into today's action.
Well, from all indicators, the answer to that one is a resounding yes right now here, Mark, but it's asking a lot of the LA Galaxy after that big win against New England here in LA on Sunday. They have to make a trek 2,400 miles across the country in the span of a few days, and they take on a team that's very well rested, not in action last weekend, and Jim Curtin has this Philadelphia team playing very well. Some of the best soccer we've seen since they came into the league back in 2010, up to third place in the Eastern Conference. But even Curtin himself has said, hey, when you deal with the LA Galaxy, it's a whole new animal. It's a Galaxy team that's getting back to full strength. It's going to be a big ask for the Union.
Yeah, heading into the game at Talon Energy Stadium. In fact, Philadelphia, to build on your point, Christian, the fact that they are unbeaten so far in their 4 games, 3 wins and a draw at home. That is one of the streaks the Galaxy will look to break. But obviously, third game in 11 days for Los Angeles, and that's really where Bruce Arena is going to have to look to the depth that he certainly has on this team.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about the three-headed monster that is Giovanni Dos Santos, Robbie Keane, along with Giassi Zardes, and even Steven Gerrard back in the mix as well. All those guys are healthy. All those guys are going to figure today. But Bruce Arenas came out and publicly said, hey, it stretches like this, even though it's only early May right now, where you need those guys from about the roster spots from 12 to 18 to step up. The depth is going to be tested with so many games in such a short amount of time. So it's not just about the big three-headed monster. It's about the role players and how they're going to step up. And so far, so good. Everybody coming back into full fitness. And the big story tonight, 6 big changes we'll see from the team that beat New England here, and a big chance for some of these role players to shine.
Well, with that, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by City National Bank, the official bank of the LA Galaxy. Take us through the starting 11 for Bruce. As you mentioned, quite a bit of changes heading into the action in Philly tonight.
Yeah, the most changes from a team from game to game that we've seen all season for Bruce Arena and the Galaxy. It starts in goal with Dan Kennedy. He's done ever so well this season. His first appearance since coming back from that groin injury since opening day against DC United. Leonardo also making his first appearance, and the first time this season we have not seen Daniel Steres in central defense. It'll be interesting to see how the Brazilian Leonardo forms that central defensive partnership alongside the monster Belgian Jelle Van Dam. In midfield, it's an entirely new trio in that 4-3-3 with Baggio Husidic recalled into the starting 11, and Steven Gerrard, who came on for a half an hour over the weekend for Robbie Keane alongside Mike McGee. And up front, well, you don't need to look any further than Robbie Keane, who came back after that 4 games or 5 games out after knee surgery. Giovanni Dos Santos playing some of the best soccer we've seen since he arrived at the LA Galaxy. 5 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games. And, of course, Giassi Zardes, one of the unsung heroes, a couple assists on Sunday. He'll play a big role. And the question is, what's the chemistry going to be like between Dos Santos and Keane? Everybody wants to know. We're going to find out tonight.
All right, we hit our first break here on the pregame show, just getting things started as the Galaxy get set for their 9th all-time meeting with the Philadelphia Union. Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino going to take you all the way through into the postgame show. We have got a lot to get to. More coming here on the LA Galaxy Radio Network.
On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit lagalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
Hey fans, next time you want to grab Galaxy seats, get the StubHub app. The StubHub app puts your teams, your favorite artists, and your hood in one place. And now you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. We take the price and location of seats and show you which give you the best deal. Our experts have done all the work for you. So get the StubHub app and find the best value on seats today. StubHub is a proud sponsor of the LA Galaxy.
If you've ever had a full count with bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, or if you've ever zoned in on the top corner of the net, then you might know the thrill of playing at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Because only one casino is all about the thrill. San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. All thrill. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
What you doing, Dad?
Just adding to my Shasta Can Pyramid, son. A monument to the awesomest moments of my life. Here's the Tiki Punch from Summer Vacation 92. Oh, and the can of black cherry from the day you were born.
Can I help?
Sure, kiddo. No.
Oh, boy.
And these are the Shastas as the day we started rebuilding my Shasta Pyramid. Shasta, family trusted since 1889.
And there when you celebrate life's moments.
It has to be Shasta.
Calling all explorers, the Galaxy's proud sponsor, Alaska Airlines, offers the most non-stop flights to Latin America from Southern California, including new flights from LAX to Costa Rica, as well as convenient flights to Los Cabos and Puerto Vallarta from John Wayne, Orange County. For Alaska's lowest fares, visit alaskaair.com.
Welcome back to Galaxy Soccer here on LAGalaxy.com. Mark Rogandino and Christian Miles. Happy to have you along as the Galaxy make the travel across the U.S. to take on the Philadelphia Union. The weather today in Philadelphia, high 60s as of right now, as your weather report was brought to you by Alaska Airlines. Temperatures expected to hang around those high 60s and probably dip as we get later on into the match. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup for the Philadelphia Union. As you mentioned, Christian, a team that was not in action this last weekend, but they are coming off of a 1-1 draw, their most recent affair right here on their home ground against the Earthquakes.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about themselves, Mark. They're going to go with a 4-2-3-1. Andre Blake has been one of the standout performers in goal. 2 shutouts this season. It's Rosenberry, Yaro, Marquez, as well as Fabinho, the left back who comes back from suspension. The 2 in the midfield are going to be Brian Carroll, who comes in for Creval alongside the Frenchman Vincent Noguero, and then the 3 across midfield with Chris Pontius, who scored in each of the last 2 games. The number 10, Tranquilo Barnetta, who's really coming into full fitness and full form. Sebastian Letou, well, we know all about him from his days with the Seattle Sounders and throughout MLS. And up front, CJ Sapong, another one of those standout performers. He's really elevated his game this season. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, mobile. 4 goals and 1 assist this season, a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, you can bet that matchup with Sapong trying to back his way and boss himself around inside the 18 against Leonardo and Van Damme will certainly be something we will keep our eyes on. All right, we hit another break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll wrap things up, get you set for the opening kickoff from out there in Philadelphia inside of Talon Energy Stadium, and we'll do that in just a moment right here on LAGalaxy.com.
On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
If you've ever had a full count with bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, or if you've ever zoned in on the top corner of the net, then you might know the thrill of playing at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Because only one casino is all about the thrill. San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. All thrill. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
They say you have to dedicate thousands of hours to something to master it. That requires determination, guidance, and support. As the official education partner of the LA Galaxy, Southern New Hampshire University is helping players and staff achieve their goals with flexible online education. Enroll at SNHU, and you'll have the same unwavering support so you can earn your online degree and master your field. Visit snhu.edu/LA Galaxy.
When the Galaxy win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Galaxy victory, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders using promo code GALAXY online at papajohns.com. That's right, 50% off your entire online order of regular menu price items the day after the Galaxy win. Enter promo code GALAXY at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official partner of the LA Galaxy.
Have you considered a long cut, Gary?
What's a long cut? Radio guy?
That's not my name, Gary. Don't be rude. A long cut can be anything. First, you go to a 76 station for gas, then you go anywhere else. Like that paintball place.
Don't those things hurt?
Come on, Gary. A long cut can also be a stop at that barbecue shack.
It's like 8:15 in the morning.
A long cut is taking some time to explore anything the road has to offer. Fuel your long cut with top-tier gas from 76. 76, we're on the driver's side.
Welcome back to Galaxy Soccer here on LAGalaxy.com as the Los Angeles Galaxy have not suffered a defeat since early March. Remember down at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, a late goal from Marco Papa spelled a 1-0 win for the Rapids. So the Galaxy clearly have been, Christian, the hottest team in Major League Soccer for about the better part of 2 months now. How do you expect them to keep it going? Tactically on the field, what are some things you're keeping your eyes out for?
Well, I mean, 7-game unbeaten run, so confidence, winning breeds confidence here. I think what's paramount is something that you mentioned here, the partnership between Leonardo and Jelle Van Damme. It's going to be crucial, especially with the likes of Tranquilo Bernetta and the big physical CJ Sapong occupying those two. Who's going to play that defensive midfield role tonight? Will Baggio Hasidic drop in behind Steven Gerrard and give the Englishman more room to get forward? That's a fact that remains to be seen. Gerrard has really looked comfortable in front of the back four, but we know about his ability to distribute. And, of course, the X factor here tonight, I'm thinking Mike McGee in that three-prong midfield. He can operate just underneath in a central role. He can flare out wide. You like to have his flexibility as a player. It gives you more tactical versatility. Technically, Bruce Arena, he says it's a 4-3-3. We know about Bruce. He doesn't really care about tactics right now. It's about putting your best 11 out there. These guys have played with each other. They know what's coming. They know what's expected of each other. And you talk about these players on the pitch right now. Expect to see a lot of goals. The only thing that LA have to be wary of right now is the fact that, hey, away from home, it hasn't been the greatest this season. A team that's got, one win in their 4 games away from StubHub, and they've only scored 5 times. They got to pick that up just a little bit so they can become more consistent across the board.
I think along those lines as well, the early goal has been something that has troubled the Galaxy, but yet they have been able to overcome it so far this season, especially in this recent stretch of 7 games unbeaten. If they can get the early goal out there in Philadelphia, that certainly will bode well. Take the crowd out of it a little bit, the home crowd behind the Union, and probably make life a little bit easier, at least in that first 45 minutes for them. So certainly a couple of things to keep your eyes on. We are about set for the first half kickoff. We will bring that to you when we come back. It's the Philadelphia Union, 3rd in the Eastern Conference, taking on your Los Angeles Galaxy, just 2 points off the top spot in the West. It's the first half kickoff coming up next on LAGalaxy.com.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife, nutrition for a better life. SNHU. See yourself succeed at snhu.edu. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. And Toyota. Let's go places. On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy. A team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
What you doing, Dad?
Just adding to my Shasta Can Pyramid, son. A monument to the awesomest moments of my life. Here's the Tiki Punch from Summer Vacation 92. Oh, and the can of black cherry from the day you were born.
Can I help?
Sure, kiddo. No!
Oh, boy.
And these are the Shastas as the day we started rebuilding my Shasta Pyramid. Shasta, family trusted since 1889.
And there when you celebrate life's moments.
It has to be Shasta.
76 introduces the long cut, spending a little extra time exploring the open road. We even made a fancy new TV commercial, and we're going to have our director describe it.
So, like, we see these guys, and they're like, what's a long cut? Boom! They're all like, whoa, this is awesome. And then they're at a 76 station, and they're like, time for gas. And then it's like, and that is pretty much what the commercial is.
Anyway, we want to hear all about your long cuts, too. Share yours today using the hashtag 76longcut. 76. We're on the driver's side.
Hey fans, next time you want to grab Galaxy seats, get the StubHub app. The StubHub app puts your teams, your favorite artists, and your hood in one place. And now you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. We take the price and location of seats and show you which give you the best deal. Our experts have done all the work for you. So get the StubHub app and find the best value on seats today. StubHub is a proud sponsor of the LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy is
SoCal,
presented.
it's springtime, which means it's Toyota time, which also means it's time to save big at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Right now, get 0 APR on 10 Toyota models, including the 2016 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Sienna, and even the all-new redesigned 2016 Prius with its enhanced driving dynamics
LA
and
Galaxy
even
is
better
presented
MPG.
by Toyota.
That's right.
Let's
get
go
0
places.
APR on 10 Toyota models. But don't wait. Springtime won't last long, and neither will these Toyotas.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back here on LAGalaxy.com. Just in time as the first half kicks off inside of Talon Energy Stadium. It'll be the Galaxy in their all-white road kits traveling from right to left across your computer screen as you listen in here on LAGalaxy.com, and the Union coming out in those customary dark uniforms with the gold strip right down the front. They will defend the goal to Christian Miles and my left, Mark Rogandino, Christian Miles, and the rest of our crew here at LAGalaxy.com. See if the Galaxy can get into an early flow here, but it's Philadelphia on the ball in the center part of the pitch. A loose ball squirts into the feet of Mike McGee, and Gerard will start the flow forward. Baggio Husidic keeps it going all the way out wide as Robbie Rogers pushing up from that right back spot. And a first early touch here for Robbie Keane. Second game back from injury. And boy, was the first game, Christian, good coming back from injury. If the Irish captain can produce something like that here tonight, the Galaxy will head in the right direction.
Yes, it did. And from the looks of Bruce Arena right there, he didn't like too much out of that build. His 8th season as the LA Galaxy head coach. But we're starting to see something that you and I were kind of pontificating over during the pregame. What's the role of Robbie Keane? Is he going to drop deep and have Gio Dos Santos go a little bit forward? From what we saw right there, Keane dropping back to show, and also in central midfield. You know, no Nigel de Jong still out with that knee injury, so they've lost a little bit of that steel. LA are going to need that, especially away from home, because this is a Philadelphia team here, Mark. Let's make no bones about it. They're on a good run of form right now. A disappointing draw their last time at home, but hey, they've got Montreal coming up here in the next game. If they lose this game or don't take the result that they want, and coming off that disappointing 1-1 draw 10 days ago with San Jose, all of a sudden you're looking at possibly a 2-3 match run without a win. So a big win for them. They're going to be up for the fight. It's up to LA to match the energy, match the intensity early on, and the way things have gone in the past, you can expect just that.
As we mentioned in the pregame show as well, this Philadelphia team unbeaten here at home, 3 wins and a draw. And they're unbeaten in 3 of their last 4 games across the board in MLS play. Ashley Cole with it at the left back spot. Van Dam with a soft chip forward to midfield. But in the spot to pick up that one is Rosenberry for Philadelphia, but a quick ball back the other way. It's Keane on the attack. Doesn't have the numbers coming down the left flank, and Philadelphia able to get some numbers back behind the ball as it deflects back to the feet of their goalkeeper, Andre Blake, the Jamaican.
Yeah, to credit to Rosenberry on the right side of that Philadelphia defense. Caught in possession there just a little bit and caught out of position as well. Did well to track back and just thwart the effort there from Keane, who dropped out into a wider role that time. So we can see Robbie Keane playing a little bit more of that provider role. Here's another we're used to seeing him as a finisher.
Gerard leaves his foot in on a tackle on Vincent Noguera, and a late whistle comes into play. Jim Curtin's team will have a free kick there in the midfield. Jim Curtin, the head coach of the Philadelphia Union, now in his 3rd season in charge. And there were so many good years in Major League Soccer as a player with Chicago and ultimately up there in Toronto near the end of his career. Ball across the front, looking for Sapong, back out top. Noguera with a chance, tries to pull the trigger, and he does! It's another early strike as the Galaxy defense comes unlocked in the opening minutes of this one, and the Suns have been absolutely at fever pitch with the Union getting the opening goal of the game.
Well, it's a catastrophic start here for the Galaxy. Not what you wanted. The Frenchman Noguera taking advantage of a defense that, let's be honest, was totally bamboozled here. Fabinho puts in a very good ball. It's not dealt with here by Leonardo. The deflection comes out opportunistically. LA can't clear their lines, and fortuitously for Philadelphia, it's easy enough as Noguera gets a second stab and side foots it right past Dan Kennedy. A dream beginning here for Philadelphia, and LA's defense out of sorts. Didn't quite have that synchronization that you want and that understanding, so not the way that they wanted to begin this one.
And for Noguera, that is his first strike on the season in a Union shirt. And that gives Philadelphia the early 1-0 lead. It is something, as I mentioned, wrapping up the pregame, that hasn't troubled the Galaxy too much this season. In a sense, they've been able to overcome conceding early goals. Take us back through it one more time.
Yeah, you look here, Leonardo not making a challenge on that ball in as Fabinho places it perfectly. The defense a little late in reacting and, well, appropriately positioned. You've got to credit Noguera for being in the right place at that right time. And LA with some work to do defensively, but that's a systematic breakdown on all parts by LA, and certainly something that won't please Bruce Arena.
Yeah, it was a systematic breakdown, but you can also say there was a little bit of a bad bounce of the ball, and I say that because McGee came in with a well-timed tackle on the initial attempt from Noguera, but it popped right back onto his left foot and really just side-footed it home for the game's first goal. Zardes looking for a response back the other way, can't put a first touch on a long ball through the top of the 18, and that'll trickle out for a Union goal kick.
Well, Zardes, a couple assists on Sunday in that big win over New England, but this kind of bucks the current trend, the way things have gone for LA as of late. They've started very strong in their last 4 games, in fact scoring 11 first half goals, so this kind of goes against the grain right now, and it'll be interesting to see how LA reacts to this. We know about their poor away record going all the way back to last season. A little bit of a tested character here. Philadelphia definitely up for the fight.
Well, it's uncharted waters in this sense of the matchup. Philadelphia has never beaten the Galaxy at home. Their lone win coming back in 2012 when they faced off in Southern California in the previous 8 games. For the, I guess you can't really call them newcomers anymore to Major League Soccer since they've been around for several seasons now. Foul in the midfield will go in favor of the Union. It's Baggio Husidic who gets the start. Mr. Versatility, really, for your LA Galaxy. Can pretty much play every spot on the pitch for Bruce Arena, and tonight he's slotted in at the midfield.
And certainly a high energy right now from Philadelphia, and this is where that 10 days of rest is really going to come in handy. They've had a chance to work on it in training. They've been getting ready for LA for the last week and a half. Had to stew over letting in that late goal against San Jose, sit in, and definitely want to come out a little bit more resilient with more bounce. That's what they've got, and they've got themselves into an advantageous spot right here with Barnetta over it.
Free kick from about 40 yards out, takes one hop and into the gloves of Dan Kennedy, who's back in the starting lineup if you're just joining us here on LAGalaxy.com. And you also have to wonder, psyche-wise, the early goal conceded by LA, more so for Dan Kennedy, because obviously Brian Rowe has been fantastic in goal since coming in and taking over that number 1 spot when Kennedy went out with injury. What was it, about 2/3 of the way through the game, the opening game of the season?
Yeah, a lot of people go out and say, hey, the best number 2 in all of MLS right now is Portland's Jake Gleason. Well, I think Rowe would probably have a claim to that as well. He's been absolutely sensational here, but that gives you an idea of the faith that Bruce Arena has in Dan Kennedy. That's why they went out and got him in the offseason. And it takes a little while when you bring in a new keeper and a new center back. They've got to find those lines of communication and understanding between those two, as well as Van Dam. That's the nucleus back there.
Philadelphia with the ball in the midfield. Across the back here, light pressure from the Galaxy about 2/3 of the way up the field. Letou will let that one bounce through Sapong, and Letou with a foot to push it out to this near sideline. Attacking from left to right across your screen. A deep ball all the way looking for Pontius, but that one has too much air underneath it as it drifts out for an LA throw deep on the far sideline, and Robbie Rogers quick to put it back in play in the direction of Giassi Zardes. Under some pressure there from Pontius is Baggio Husidic. It pops loose for Sapong. Could be a costly turnover here for LA. Sapong muscling his way through the area and finally has it poked away onto the feet of Robbie Rogers, who pushes it forward now for Baggio Husidic.
I had a chance to catch up with some of the staff here at the Philadelphia Union before the game, and they said, hey, this is not your average everyday Philadelphia Union team from days past. They like to press high. They like to win that ball back up high in their opposition's defensive third, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. It's something you can't sustain throughout 90 minutes, but these challenges like this are going to come thick in, and Sapong really has to be fortunate. He didn't find himself in the referee's book there.
Well, you have to think also the high pressure goes back into your comments made earlier about a team that's well rested, 10 days off since their last official game in Major League Soccer play. The opportunity really for them to kind of pounce on the LA Galaxy if they find the right moments here tonight. Barnetta will play the ball out wide as it comes across midfield now for Philadelphia. On the attacking run coming from the outside is Fabinho. He played in the early ball for Sapong that led to the game's lone goal, and another ball in from Fabinho, and it's knocked away to the game's first corner, and it'll go to the hosts.
You bring up a good point there. It's exactly how that first goal originated. On that left-hand side with Fabinho, they've got to close down the space, and that's going to start with Robbie Rogers getting out a little bit wider than perhaps he might want to be after starting last weekend on Sunday at left back. He's moved back over to right back with Ashley Cole, but they've got to close down and limit that service.
Tranquillo Barnetta makes his way over to the corner to take the first one on the night here. The 30-year-old Swiss international setting things up as the Philadelphia players position themselves in and around the 18. Driven ball in onto the near post, looking for Sapong, and he had a soft touch on it, and it went all the way across the face of goal and somehow is untouched, and it goes out for a Galaxy goal kick.
Just takes a deflection out, and no one able to react quickly enough. A chance that really goes begging here for Philadelphia, but this is where LA needs some leadership in the back. Someone who's got to take charge and organize things because it's looking a little bit disheveled right now. Philadelphia have come knocking fast and furious here in the first 10.5 minutes. And Dan Kennedy, quite the busier of the two goalkeepers.
You mentioned the point about the partnership between Van Dam and Leonardo back there. Again, first MLS action of the year for Leonardo, the Brazilian center back. And with no Daniel Steres, the normal partner back there alongside Van Dam, you just wonder if maybe there's a little second guessing going on here in the early minutes of this one.
Well, familiarity is the cornerstone of stability. And when you have Steres playing back there with Van Dam, those guys have almost that telepathic understanding. You bring a new guy into the mix who hasn't played any minutes this entire season. Hey, it's going to take him a little while to bed in. And that's where you want someone, hey, like Van Dam, and say, hey, everybody cool down, relax, let's get our bearings and get things going.
McGee with the ball about 25 yards out from the Philadelphia goal, looking for a quick pass onto the near side. It's deflected out. And Baggio Husidic over there on the far sideline. He'll leave the throw there for Robbie Rogers, the right back, stepping up here. Has made a pretty smooth transition from left back last season to right back this season with the arrival of Ashley Cole.
Yeah, he's really made that position his own. I'm sure he's happy to be right back on it, and no pun intended, but indeed a position that he's really become familiar with, very acquainted with, but it's not too difficult for him to make that switch. More importantly, as we see this great tackle from Van Dam, his transition from farther up the pitch as an attacking wide midfielder to defensive fullback has really gone seamlessly, been superb since moving a little bit farther back. And whether it be at the right back or the left back position.
Robbie Rogers picks up the possession just outside the LA 18, looking for a clearance out to midfield, which is deflected out for a Dan Kennedy and LA Galaxy corner.
You're talking about Dan Kennedy and a goalkeeper position. I know that you know well from your days past, the glory days, if you will. But Kennedy, he got some minutes under his belt with LA Galaxy, too. He looked pretty good. He looked confident, assured. And this is a guy, he's not the biggest goalkeeper in the world, let's be honest. He's 6 feet tall, but his sense of positioning is flawless. He knows exactly when to anticipate. He knows when to come. He's got good judgment. And a lot of minutes under his belt in all those years with Chivas USA as their out-and-out number one. And we know from those experiences, he was one of the busiest goalkeepers during that stint.
I think there's no
in
question.
LA.
When Kennedy is on his game and 100% healthy, you could call him one of the elite goalkeepers in Major League Soccer. Fans, don't forget you can see the biggest stars in MLS. 12 games for just $234. Become a 2016 season ticket member today. All you have to do is go to lagalaxy.com. 13 minutes and change gone here in the first half inside of Talon Energy Stadium, and it's the hosts, Philadelphia, with a 1-0 lead. Compliments of Vincent Nogueira's first of the season. That came just about 3.5 minutes into this opening 45 minutes of play, and now we look for what kind of response the Galaxy can provide, trying to keep that unbeaten run. It's been 7 matches so far, including the big win coming on Sunday back in Southern California against the New England Revolution. An absolutely thunderous first half for Los Angeles to take a 3-0 lead. Here's Ashley Cole coming forward, a little chip in towards space. Top of the 18 was looking for Giassi Zardes, but that one flies into the gloves of goalkeeper Andre Blake.
So Giassi Zardes occupying that central up top, really the tip of the proverbial spear, with Keane flaring out into that wide role we used to see back at his English Premier League days. And nice to see them vary the approach a little bit with Cole coming forward from left back. And, hey, perhaps just go up and over the top and keep Philadelphia on their heels.
Letou will bring it back in the other direction now for Philadelphia. Finds Barnetta at the edge of the LA 18 along the near side of the field. Trying to flip it in with his left foot. Van Damme took a swipe at it to push it away. Gerard with a head at the top of the 18. And now Zardes coming back to help out on the defensive shape here for LA. It's Mike McGee who retrieves it coming up the near sideline, approaching midfield. Forward for Gerard. A good first touch onto the feet of Husidic. And now Keane bring it into Philadelphia territory. Chance to play it out wide, but instead it's Gio Dos Santos zipping inside, top of the 18 on that preferred left foot. Rogers! Clinically done from LA, coast to coast, with a series of touches for the Galaxy that culminates with a Robbie Rogers bending left-footed effort to tie the game at 1.
This is absolutely superb. A wonderful ball from Robbie Keane. The perfect weight on the inside shoulder. Nicely played off for Gio Dos Santos. And a super finish from Rogers, who storms forward from that right back position. But how about this reverse ball and the awareness and calmness of Rogers, hearkening back to his days as an attacking midfielder, takes his time, picks his spot, and that top corner, and bam, L.A. right back in it.
Well, it's going to be a series of firsts so far here in the first half. I mentioned it was Vincent Nogueira's first of the season to get Philadelphia on the board. Robbie Rogers finds his name on the scoring sheet for the first time this season in 2016, and it could not have come at a better time, Christian, as he levels the match just past the quarter of an hour mark.
Big assist, the 4th of the season for Gio Dos Santos. But, you know, the question that you and I were talking about, the understanding between Keane and Gio Dos Santos, can they play together? Well, they are answering that in resounding fashion early on here.
That was clinically done by the Galaxy to tie the game. Back the other way quickly now for Philadelphia, and Sebastian Letou looking to whip one in from the near sideline. It's pushed out, and a throw deep down this near sideline in the hands of Keegan Rosenberry.
Like to see Robbie Keane get an assist on that one. What a ball that was in on the inside shoulder of the left back, who was corkscrewed. A wonderful run on that angle, which is so hard to defend.
Rosenberry with the long throw. Sapong, the target at the near post, headed away and handled initially here by LA. Fabinho will track it down along the far sideline, back by midfield. Here's Nogueira. Series of touches as the ball will come back across into Union territory. And it's Marquez trying to flip one up and over the top, but that will hop back in the direction of Dan Kennedy. Well, we were asking for a response from LA after going down inside of 4 minutes in the opening half here, and they provide a resounding one with the first goal of the season by Robbie Rogers. End-to-end, Christian, clinically done with the number of touches and the number of players involved in the sequence.
Yes, I think this may be a little bit more open than Bruce Arena would like, especially when you're playing your second game since Sunday. Had to fly 2,400 miles across the country away from home, but they do well to dig themselves back in and get the grit, and now they're starting to get on top of Philly.
Keane trying to provide an opening ball into the top of the 18. It looked like it was either Zardes or Gio Dos Santos that was the intended target. Intercepted by Philadelphia. Rosenberry, the right back, will bring it towards midfield up this near sideline. Hits the brakes as Ashley Cole flies by, coming for a defensive effort. And it looks like Philadelphia maybe hearing your sentiments and trying to slow the pace just a little bit here now that the game has started to level out here, along with the score line at 1-1. Zardes picks up a loose ball near midfield, pins his ears back as he brings it down this near sideline, looking for Dos Santos. And the ball flies through off the bottom of his cleat out to the far sideline, and that is where Chris Pontius and the Union will bring it back in the other direction. Fabinho again providing the overlapping option. Sapong standing at the top of the 18. It's Fabinho again. First time ball, Van Damme over his head. Cole in behind to help out defensively, and he'll push it away for the Galaxy defense.
Great change of pace from Fabinho is giving Robbie Rogers all he can handle on the right-hand side of that LA defense and got to close him down. He's able to get in behind and also pull Rogers a little bit out of position. But all the joy that Philadelphia have come down their left-hand side of the attack.
Galaxy only team in Major League Soccer averaging more than 2 goals a game. And they're off to another good start here in Philadelphia tonight. 1-1 as we approach 20 minutes gone in this first half. Rosenberry just outside the final attacking third. Leaves it for Nogueira. Steps into the attacking third, but he's well marked there by Gyasi Zardes. Back here through Brian Carroll, longtime MLS veteran midfielder who does a fantastic job. You don't call his name often, but that's because he's like an offensive lineman in football. He just sits in the space, gathers it up, and plays it into the guys that are supposed to do the attacking. A turnover of the ball, and Dan Kennedy will thump it out towards midfield.
LA just trying to settle in. You know, it's not a question of, hey, you know, LA are going to get their goals, especially with all the personnel that they have. I mean, coming in the top goal-scoring team now, 23 goals in Major League Soccer. The question is, can they defend? They've been out-shooting and outscoring their opposition. They just need to tighten up a little bit back there. As Philly have asked the right questions, and it primarily coming down the left-hand side, but they're starting to change their approach just a little bit and try and keep the Galaxy unhinged. You just get the feeling that there are going to be a lot more goals to come in this one.
Absolutely. Union getting set to line up a throw here. Again, it's their right back, Keegan Rosenberry. In toward the near post. Ashley Cole is there. He will head it away, and Philadelphia will have their second corner of this opening half upcoming.
Now, this is where it's a big, big test here for the Galaxy. They need to mark up and be resolute, close down that near post, but there's going to be a lot of movement in there. They've got the tall timber with Sapong as well as Latu in the mix.
Jim Curtin out at the edge of his technical area, taking things in as we've played 20 minutes here inside of Talon Energy Stadium. And just about a drop kick away from the Ben Bridge in the background here of the stadium. Second corner on the night. Zardes is on the receiving end. Defensive header to send it away. Fabinho with the follow-up chance, and it short hops right into the breadbasket of Dan Kennedy. Make sure you lace up your shoes for the 4th annual LA Galaxy 5K and Cosmo Family Fun Run presented by Herbalife Nutrition on Sunday, June 5th at StubHub Center. Youth 12 and under are invited to participate in the Cosmo Family Fun Run. Again, that'll be June the 5th. It's the LA Galaxy 5K and Cosmo Family Fun Run presented by Herbalife Nutrition. And I know, Christian, you've been putting in your time getting ready, so we expect to see you out there.
My whole goal is just to beat Cosmo. I've been training for months.
So has he, so you better watch out.
I've seen him out there. He's got some good form.
1-1 here with 21 minutes gone. Here in the Philadelphia area, we're probably about 15, 20 minutes outside of the downtown area. And the Union off to a good start this season. They got off to a good start here if you're just joining us here on LAGalaxy.com. But the Galaxy with an equalizer about 12 minutes after the game's first goal by Vincent Nogueira. It's Steven Gerrard in the center circle. A couple of touches, he exchanges the possession out wide here for Van Damme. A little bit of a hospital ball there from Gerrard, but Van Damme able to deal with it as he sent it forward. And now here's Ashley Cole, the English left back, forward into some space for Robbie Keane. And he got tangled up in the midfield with Brian Carroll. That's exactly what Carroll does. He finds the right angles to attack at the ball. Van Damme with some trouble across the back line, but he recovers enough to send it forward. And now Keane takes another shot. Again, it's tangling up with Brian Carroll, but Keane will get the whistle this time.
Yeah, a lot of bite in both of those challenges here from Brian Carroll. Was not talked to by the referee whatsoever after that first challenge. Keane didn't take too kindly, and you take a look at this one on the replay. It does come in high.
The stud was up.
Studs were showing, and like we saw a moment ago from Sapong on that challenge, it's fortunate that Carroll, hey, I'm sure he's getting a word of warning from the referee saying, hey, cool it. I know you're the captain, but you're letting the blood rush to your head. That's a warning. The next one's going to be a booking. So Philadelphia riding a fine line on the disciplinary front so far.
At the midway point of this first half and 1-1, and we've yet to see a card handed out by Soren Stoica, the referee overseeing this one here tonight. The Galaxy with a free kick right on about 35, 40 yards out. Dos Santos receiving end at the edge of the 18, trying to head it back across the face of goal, but really the initial ball sent in was not enough in terms of quality to create a good chance for LA.
Yeah, but LA is starting to settle in here. They've kind of weathered that early storm of high intensity, high pressing from Philadelphia and starting to dominate the possession right now and eking out and carving out their chances, coming in a little bit more abundance than we saw in the first quarter of an hour.
On the far sideline, Husidic with a quick throw into the feet of Zardes and then provides some support for Giassi. Giassi entering into the edge of the 18, trying to slip it back to the top of the penalty area. Steven Gerrard and Gio Dos Santos both waiting there. On the clearance, Leonardo will step in, and now McGee keeps the flow going across to this near sideline. Cole, initial service pushed away, but Keane will have a chance to run it down, but elects to let it run out for the Galaxy's first corner of the evening.
Yeah, one thing that's not going to go noticed by the stats, these two center backs, they like to get involved in the attack. Jelle Van Dam likes to come forward from central defense, but hey, so does Leonardo. He did a great job of showing that timing, stepping forward at the right time. Van Dam back, keeps that move alive, and earns the corner eventually here for LA.
Keane will deliver the game's first corner for LA. Near post ball pushed away. Robbie might have a chance to gather it back in, and he does, just about 15 yards up the touchline. Cole, good collection with the chest, but he's retreating all the way back to the midfield as he sends it across, and the Galaxy with a chance to reorganize their shape through Steven Gerrard with the ball at his feet in the center circle. Penetrating ball for Keane as the offside flag stays down for the Galaxy captain, but he cannot contain it on his second touch, and Philadelphia will push it back out top to Sebastian Letou. Van Dam still pushed forward from the set piece chance and initially tried to win it back, and he'll be whistled for the foul. Philadelphia with a free kick just out in front of the benches.
Yeah, Van Dam just getting a little too much of Sebastian Letou on that exchange. Robbie Keane saying, hey, you know what, that's what I got from Brian Carroll. So we're starting to see the temperature heat up just a little bit. The tackle's coming in, and oh my goodness, you look upon the replay right now, and Jelle Van Dam, who will be suspended if he does sustain another booking, which would be his fifth of the campaign.
And he would miss the California Derby against the San Jose Earthquakes.
Exactly, and he's fortunate right there. And the referee's calling this one really loose right now. Seen a variety of infringements, if you will, some tackles that have been late and ill-advised. And Philadelphia, they do remember, though. You go back to last year, they lost 5-1 here. They remember that. They go back to 2 years ago when they lost 4-1 here. They know that Philadelphia know that LA, hey, this is not a team that just beats us. They beat us badly.
Well,
and they want to send a message.
I was going to say, I think then you got to go back another year after that, because I think they won that one again. It was either 5 or 4-1 on that game as well. 2012, the only time that the Union have been able to post a victory against Los Angeles, and it came in Southern California. Loose ball pops to the feet of Mike McGee. He'll pick it up just outside the LA 18-yard box. Leaves it for Ashley Cole, his right-footed ball, looking to switch the point of attack out to the far sideline. Intercepted, and it's Tranquilo Barnetta pulling the trigger from the top of the 18. Denied there by Leonardo, the Brazilian center back. Husidic will try and win it, and he's actually whistled for a foul in the process. Good free kick chance here coming for the Union.
More high pressure right now from Philadelphia Union. Great ball intercepted there from Nogueira to set it up. And once again, LA's distribution out of the back, perhaps a little bit hurried right now, looking uncomfortable. Chance for Philadelphia, just trying to stem this LA tide that have the better of it in the last 5 minutes or so.
Call it right on about 35 yards out from the LA goal. Dan Kennedy directing traffic out front. CJ Sapong clearly would be the target in this situation, but I think more importantly, you're probably looking for the second chance ball to make sure that guys like Chris Pontius, Sebastian Letou, those guys are well marked to avoid leaving really an easy chance for a tap-in on a second chance. Chipped up over the top. Kennedy will stay at home. It's Van Dam to win it, and McGee cleans things up at the edge of the 18 to push it back out to midfield.
And that's why Jelle Van Dam was brought into this LA set. A big, strong, physical, 6'4" presence, and did well to defend. Stands up well on that set piece.
Tell you what, he's brave too. He'll stick his head in some spots not too many players are really fond of. Pontius at the edge of the 18. Deflected into the feet of CJ Sapong, and good tracking back from Giassi Zardes to come back defensively. He'll knock it back to Robbie Rogers, who just basically thumps it long with a clearance to let LA reorganize their shape. Here's Brian Carroll picking up the possession for the Union just inside of their own half. Yarrow keeps the movement going out wide into the feet of Rosenberry, the right back for the Union coming forward.
Rosenberry, a big surprise for Philadelphia. They didn't expect him to play so well. Raymond Gaddis was the starting right back of choice at the beginning of the season, but came out with injury. And Rosenberry, the rookie, who was actually part of that Georgetown setup with Yarrow, who plays just alongside on the right-hand side, have really acquitted themselves very well in recent weeks as a young back line with Yarrow and Rosenberry, the rookies, as well as Richie Marquez.
Barnett, a dangerous ball in onto the back post, but just out of the reach of the toes of Chris Pontius. And the former DC United player really close to his 5th goal of the season there. Excellent ball from Barnett. You can see how he can provide the dangerous ball.
Yeah, he's every bit of number 10 there. And that one just takes a hop outside of Pontius. Good tracking back from Rogers, who was there stride for stride. But Barnetta really pulling those strings. And a guy that started the campaign with injury, now coming back into full fitness. He's come on strong in the last 2 games, and a guy that came in midway through last season now starting to hit his stride, and with a full season under their belt, that spells good things for Union fans.
Well, you and I have been following this league for a long time, and you know that sometimes it takes players coming from overseas to get into the pace and the physicality of Major League Soccer. Remember, Barnett is spending majority of his time playing over in Germany for almost the last decade, and so there's usually a learning curve when it comes to playing in Major League Soccer when you come from overseas, especially for guys that have had success over in Europe.
Well, yeah, the physicality, the speed, but also the travel is something they're really not used to. And, you know, case in point, you look no farther than the Galaxy. And Steven Gerrard making that very point in public last year, and Dos Santos really struggling to adapt after coming midway into last season. So, you know, having that extra preseason training, that rest, the acclimation, you know what you're expecting, it'll do wonders for you. And I think that's one of the big reasons here, Mark, that, you know, we've seen Dos Santos as well as Gerrard and even Robbie Keane really pick up their form this year.
1-1 as we approach the final quarter of an hour here in this first half. Galaxy attacking from right to left across your screen. Mike McGee from the near sideline playing one across just out of the reach of Robbie Keane. Gerrard will head it down to the right side of the penalty area. It's Husidic to run it down. Now Dos Santos, a chance to play one in. He does. And just as he does, the ball is headed away by Fabinho. The Galaxy will have their 2nd corner of this opening half.
And great ball across there. And all the right instincts there from Gio Dos Santos, and he had Mike McGee closing in at that far post. Nonetheless, another corner kick starting to add up now for the Galaxy.
This one will come from the far sideline as we're into the 31st minute here inside of Talon Energy Stadium. Delivered all the way onto the back post. Leonardo is there, keeps it alive, but a whistle also comes in, and it'll be a free kick for Philadelphia.
Of course, be there when bitter rivals from the north, Chris Wondolowski and the San Jose Earthquakes, return to the City of Champions to take on Keane, Dos Santos, Gerrard, and your 5-time MLS Cup champions, LA Galaxy, coming up on Sunday, May 22nd at 4 p.m. at the StubHub Center. Tickets are on sale now for as low as $20. All you have to do is go to LAGalaxy.com.
And you know those fans of the Quakes are going to do their best to travel a good contingency down here to Southern California. They usually take up a section or two inside the StubHub Center. And it'll be on the Angel City Brigade, the Riot Squad, the Galaxians to provide that great home environment you can expect on a Sunday evening here in those classic California rivalries between the Earthquakes and Galaxy.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good old-fashioned California Classico?
Pontius picks up the possession in the middle part of the park for Philadelphia. We'll leave it for Fabinho just making his way into Galaxy territory. Now Nogueira, as Zardes gets back goal side to help defend. Big switch from Nogueira all the way over here to the near side. It's Rosenberry, the aforementioned defender who has come on strong as a rookie. Letou.
Yeah, Letou just banged up on that right elbow. Had to be patched up quickly. He did it rather fast on that Philadelphia touchline. Letou, you know, he's another guy. It seems like he's been around the league forever, going all the way back to his Seattle days, even before when they were in Major League Soccer. And he was a guy I wasn't expected to start and be a part of this first 11. Ilsinho had featured predominantly for them, but of course the Brazilian succumbing to injury, and then Letou, through graft, hard work, pushing his way back as you would expect in the first 11. That's why he's such a big fan favorite in Philadelphia.
Kennedy will send it out to the near side for Ashley Cole. Cole knocking it down and plays it back for Van Dam. No pressure now this time from Philadelphia. Allows Van Dam the big ball over the top. Zardes the intended target. Matched up there against a couple of Union defenders, and it pops loose for Rosenberry at midfield. Hits the brakes right in front of his own bench. Jim Curtin watching on. And the big switch out to the far side, knocked down into the feet of Brian Carroll, who's just outside the center circle. Has Fabinho available on the far sideline in that direction. Now the attacking run forward from Barnetta, first time service, but Sapong was late on the movement, and consequently Kennedy rolls it back out in possession for LA.
Yeah, it was Leonardo who had to come out and cover the Philadelphia number 10 with Robbie Rogers a little too far up that time, and we're seeing a lot of this mobility being a little bit problematic sometimes for LA, but they've done a good job covering so far.
I don't know that I expected the outside attacking backs to come forward and play such a role here early in this one, but Fabinho has been a star out on that left side so far here in the first half. Here's Pontius now, entering right to the edge of the LA 18, Husidic steps to him to slow the movement. Now Fabinho, the Brazilian defender, coming forward, but Rogers steps in the passing lane to win it right back here for LA. It's Husidic now, looking for some help, and he finds it in the form of Mike McGee. Letou right on his back, but McGee somehow able to keep possession as he approaches midfield.
Excellent control there. Good vision there from Robbie Rogers to intercept that, be honest, lazy ball from Fabinho to ignite things here. McGee always playing that smart ball out.
Ashley Cole with it now at the top of the attacking third for LA. He'll back it out as Van Dam comes from the center back spot to join. Van Dam looking for the big ball into the heart of the area. It's easily nodded away by the Union defense.
Hey, how about the big fella? Not a bad looking delivery.
Yeah, but come on.
You want him on the end of those deliveries,
and you need him to keep the ball on the ground at that point. Leonardo tracks it back down at the other end of the field. Kennedy will clear from inside of his own 18. Yes, you want Van Dam coming forward, but he almost gives away the possession with that ball right there.
Well, he's adventurous, let's call it that. He loves to get involved and carry from that central defensive position.
Here's Keane sending it toward the near sideline. It's Zardes matched up there against the rookie Rosenberry. Zardes back out top, edge of the 18 now for Keane. A little two-man game. The return pass for for Zardes didn't get there. Gerard trying to send it immediately back in the direction of the Galaxy captain, but again, Philadelphia hip to the movement as they quickly halt things and head back in the other direction.
Good defending from Philly. So many blue and gold jerseys inside the box. Difficult for LA to pick the right pass and break them down.
Well, we wondered what the chemistry would look like between Gio Dos Santos, Robbie Keane, Giassi Zardes, and even Mike McGee involved in that fold, and Steven Gerrard as Van Dam will clear from his own defensive third. What would you make of it so far through 35 minutes?
In fleeting moments, it's really come off really well, especially on the goal. A couple of poor touches you've seen from Dos Santos, giving away possession just on the edge of the box, but all in all, positive signs here. You like Keane dropping into deeper roles and Zardes occupying the top of that spear in the attack.
Nogueira, the goal scorer for Philadelphia, lets one fly with his right foot from the edge of the 18, and it bounces out, deflected out, I should say. Philadelphia with their third corner of this opening half upcoming. Went off of Steven Gerrard, who's a little slow to get back to his feet.
Yeah, Gerrard putting in a half-hour shift coming in for Keane, but it's really a front four that'll give it a free license up there. You throw out the likes of Gerrard, and Husidic will drop back just a little bit deeper. One of those two trying to become the link from midfield to attack, but it's a fluid system with McGee, Dos Santos, Keane, and Zardes giving basically free range and free roam.
Galaxy have not had too much trouble handling the previous two corners. It's Barnetta from the far corner spot to deliver this third one now for Philadelphia, as we are into the 37th minute of play. 1-1 here inside of Talon Energy Stadium.
Ashley Cole on that near post. Steven Gerrard, doesn't appear that something's bothering him right now. Remember, he just hasn't quite put it together in terms of full match fitness, starting to fight his way back and become a real fixture in that central midfield. Keep an eye on that far post there. No one marking up for the Galaxy. They're going to have to retake this. The referee has a little bit of words to say.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for Gerrard to be waved back on, because it appeared it was somewhat of an equipment issue as Gerrard went to the left calf and then you could see they threw out another shin guard for him, maybe to put on a spot that's a tender spot.
But there's Ashley Cole at that near post there. You keep an eye on Robbie Rogers, just the edge of the six, just behind Yella Van Dam, and Leonardo will have to drop off.
It's zone marking from the Galaxy, and at the heart of that zone is Van Dam, who heads the third corner of the game away, but still alive though, as the run's recycled here for Philadelphia, and then overcooked on the secondary ball that flies out of play for a Dan Kennedy goal kick.
That's quite a backdrop right there.
Yes, it is. I believe that's the Delaware River back behind the stadium here and in the shadows of the Bend Bridge just outside of downtown Philadelphia.
Yeah, but you know what? Some worrisome moments in the first 10 minutes for that LA defensive. They've really settled in here in the last 15 or 20. Looked much more solid, especially on those dead ball situations. Really haven't batted an eye. And it looks as though they've kind of corrected their errors from the earlier stages. As time goes on, I'm sure a lot of those bugs will get ironed out.
It's a packed house here inside of Talon Energy Stadium as Dan Kennedy puts it back in play for LA. See if we find 1 or 2 more goals before we hit the halftime break. About 7 minutes and change left in regulation, probably plus a minute or 2 of stoppage time. Ashley Cole runs it down in front of the LA bench. A nice little back heel into the space for Mike McGee, who runs onto it. McGee returning back to the starting lineup this evening here in Philadelphia after coming on as a substitute against New England. Wide to the far side for Baggio Husidic. Can't hang on to the possession, but he does earn the throw for LA.
Not the best of first touches from Husidic. Kind of slowed that chance down a bit. Plenty for Bruce Arena to ponder here as we cast a eye towards halftime.
And Van Dam coming forward again, searching for the long ball, actually trying to switch it all the way across to the far side of the field, and it drifts out in between a couple of Galaxy players, and Philadelphia will put it back in play themselves. It's Barnetta to bring it across midfield. Gerard steps up to slow his flow. Pontius available on that far sideline. Now Noguera. Fabinho coming in to join in the fold as well. A little more of a tight space game here with the geometric passing from Philadelphia. Across the back.
It's one of the hallmarks here. Jim Curtin, he likes that short passing game, wants to have a little bit more of a possession-oriented attack, even though he was a center back by trade during his playing days. He likes to play the attractive stuff, keep it on the floor, move it around. But the thing is, when you're going against the Galaxy, they're not only good at defending it, but they invented that style when it comes to MLS play here. But no one perhaps knocking it around better around the park in terms of possession than the Galaxy themselves.
Case in point, their lone goal here tonight in Philadelphia was a piece of artwork involving probably 4, if not 5 different players touching it as the sequence went all the way from one end to the other, with Robbie Rogers finishing off his first goal of the season to bring the game level. 40th minute of play now here in Philadelphia, and it is 1-1 between the Union and Galaxy.
You know, you don't like to see that ball out of Van Dam. That's twice in a row now. He's gone searching, surpassing, or overpassing the midfield and basically giving possession away, and possession right back to Philadelphia.
Fans, you can train like a champion at LA Galaxy soccer camps driven by Chevy. Check out lagalaxy.com/camps for full schedule of dates and locations. It's one of the best things to do when you can join the Galaxy players and feel like a player. Early ball for Sapong. Van Dam is there, and then Kennedy has to pounce on it. And Van Dam is slow to get back up onto his feet, as is CJ Sapong. 2 big bodies coming together at the edge of the 6-yard box.
Big gap between Fabinho and Robbie Rogers. The anticipation is spot on by Jelle Van Dam, who sacrifices himself. But this is years of experience. He saw and recognized the threat there from Sapong, who was lurking on the edge of that 6-yard box. He did pay the price, but courageous defending by the big Belgian.
And a stoppage in play to check on both players. Van Dam, almost precisely the same moment as CJ Sapong. Both players step back up to their feet, but you can see the big heavy defender nursing something, a little ginger to walk it off here in the 42nd minute of play.
Yeah, they really need him right now. Of course, such a big part of that defense, whether it's alongside Steris or Leonardo, one of the more experienced heads at all those years of Standard Liège and across Europe. Just limping gingerly on that right leg as he came across Sapong, who, let's be honest, he would have found himself in a 1v1 if it wasn't for the intervention of the big Belgian.
And probably if you're Bruce Arena, you're hoping that his big center back can kind of just gut it out here for these last 3.5 minutes of regulation, get into halftime, get a good assessment of it, and see if indeed you did have to make a change. Long ball forward by the Galaxy, intended for Robbie Keane.
This is where you want to see them keep it a little bit, take the sting out of this Philadelphia attack, because they've had the better of it here in the last 5 to 10 minutes. LA could just see this one out, keep it at 1-1, reassess, and come out with a second-half game plan.
Here's Zardes. Lays it off for Husidic, right from outside the 18, and he lets it fly, but it's up and over the crossbar. At least force Andre Blake, the Union keeper, to take a good glance at it.
And it might have come off a deflection there of Gio Dos Santos. You know about that cannon of a right foot that Baggio Husidic had. Not a bad effort there. Found himself in acres of space as they had overcommitted on the near side. That will give Philadelphia plenty to think about here on that next wave of attacks from LA, because we know how lethal, the four-headed monster can be. But when you've got Husidic who can make those late runs, and Gerard has made a career out of it. So just another added extra dimension in that lethal LA attack.
43rd minute, and LA looking to regain possession here. They do in the midfield. It's Ashley Cole, and he'll elect to send it all the way back to Dan Kennedy as the Galaxy organizing their shape. Kennedy sends the long one forward for McGee. Glancing header in the direction of Zardes. Great touch from Giassi to bring it down, and then it's pushed out of play for an LA throw down this near sideline.
I'm sure Bruce Arena would like to see Giassi Zardes a little bit more involved here. A few more touches. Good things happen with him, whether it's on the flank or up top. His ability to link and combine, and one of the unheralded aspects of his individual repertoire, so to speak, he's great in the air.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, obviously a guy that had an explosive season a couple of years ago and put up fantastic numbers, and everyone quickly, that's what got him into the U.S. national team, but quickly saying, will he stay in Major League Soccer, or could he be headed for overseas? He's elected to stay here as a member of the Galaxy, and it almost seems like now he's finding that form again with a good early start this season. 4 goals and 4 assists for Zardes. Ball bounces loose for Mike McGee, but a whistle will go in favor of Philadelphia as we approach the final minute of regulation.
Mike McGee just trying to find that understanding. One of the more intelligent players in Major League Soccer. Hey, it wasn't that long ago that he was the best player in the league, playing some fine soccer with the Chicago Fire back in 2013 when he was the league MVP. Gives you an idea of how talented this Galaxy team is. Hey, you got an MVP is usually coming off the bench. Adds a lot more depth, especially going forward.
By the way, Van Dam still moving gingerly across the back line for LA, but can Bruce Arena get into the locker room to assess the situation? That probably has to be forefront of his mind. Zardes picks up a loose ball just inside of Philadelphia's half, lays it back for Mike McGee. Hint of a whistle maybe to come, but instead it's advantage for Los Angeles. And now Ashley Cole had trouble holding it in between the benches, and it's out for a Philadelphia throw. Quickly taken by Barnetta, but according to our referee, Soren Stoica not on the right spot, and so he'll force the Union to line it up one more time.
Yeah, you're going to see Giassi Zardes punished for some great hold-up play. Referee opts for advantage, eventually catching Ashley Cole a little bit out of position and unaware. And Philadelphia with a chance here as we head into stoppage time. Just perhaps to carve out one last opportunity, but not a lot of time to do it.
Fourth official indicates a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time, of which we're about 12, 13 seconds into that first minute. And it looks like Philadelphia will be content to touch it across the back a couple of times. And you got to think, Christian, both teams feel pretty good about what they've done so far here in this first half. You leave it all to play for in the second 45 minutes, which looks like it'll be 1-1 when we come out to that second 45.
Yeah, for the defensive purists, it's not a great game, but I tell you what, it's easy on the eye. It's open, it's attractive, there's goals, a little bit of hot tempers, and perhaps more in the offing here. Good movement, but that's been really the key word. We've seen a lot of movement, a lot of open space between these two. The second half, it might be a little bit more closed off, especially in the early going. LA, that shaky start here, Mark. I think they've really kind of tightened the screws up in the back, but I want to see this out in the last minute or so.
Looks like one final chance. The long throw in for Sapong, onto the back post, and Pontius will head it up and over the top of the crossbar. Galaxy players pleading for a whistle as there was some contact in and around the edge of the 6, but the final whistle of the first half comes to a close, and the Galaxy could be trailing if things went a different way those last few seconds. Instead, it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, and you see it once again. It looks as though Leonardo is the player shaken up here. They all collapse on Sapong. That left Pontius wide open at that far post to flick it in. Couldn't keep it down. LA dodging a huge bullet in what has been a real interesting game here. A lot of movement, a lot of attack. It was a great start from the Philadelphia Union. Mark, they had that high intensity, getting the goal from Nogueira, but how about Robbie Rogers? One of the best moves of the entire season. Great team goal. 1-1 here in Philadelphia at the half.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy. A team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
If you've ever had a full count with bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, or if you've ever zoned in on the top corner of the net, then you might know the thrill of playing at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Because only one casino is all about the thrill. San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. All thrill. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Calling all Galaxy fans, Alaska Airlines is pleased to provide discounted travel to select LA Galaxy away matches. Fly Alaska Airlines and save 10% off select flights from Burbank, Los Angeles, or Orange County. Cheer on the Galaxy as they travel to Portland, Seattle, and Salt Lake City. For all discount details, visit LAGalaxy.com/flyalaska. When the Galaxy win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Galaxy victory, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders using promo code GALAXY online at papajohns.com. That's right, 50% off your entire online order of regular menu price items the day after the Galaxy win. Enter promo code GALAXY at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official partner of the LA Galaxy.
Have you considered a long cut, Gary?
What's a long cut? Radio guy?
That's not my name, Gary. Don't be rude. A long cut can be anything. First, you go to a 76 station for gas, then you go anywhere else. Like that paintball place.
Don't those things hurt?
Come on, Gary. A long cut can also be a stop at that barbecue shack.
It's like 8:15 in the morning.
A long cut is taking some time to explore anything the road has to offer. Fuel your long cut with top-tier gas from 76. 76, we're on the driver's side.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Shasta, the official soft drink of the LA Galaxy. It has to be Shasta.
1-1 after 45 minutes out in Philadelphia inside of Talon Energy Stadium. An early goal from Vincent Noguera to put the Union on top 1-0, but Robbie Rogers finds his first of the season to make it 1-1. The halftime report is brought to you by StubHub. Galaxy fans, did you know the StubHub app is personalized just for you? Get the StubHub app today. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the LA Galaxy. Well, as you said during the first half of our broadcast, Christian, Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino back here with you on LAGalaxy.com. It was a good start for Philadelphia, but things kind of evened out as the Galaxy found their mojo, including the equalizer.
Yeah, indeed. It was a great equalizer at that, but the worst of beginnings, not the way you want to do it, but completely understandable with the way things that have shaped themselves up. L.A., of course, in action on Sunday, and then hit the plane and traveled 2,400 miles. Great response, though, from Rogers, and a well-worked goal that started with Robbie Keane and Giovanni Dos Santos on the providing end. And, defensively, it wasn't looking good at the beginning. We saw some shaky moments back there. Fabinho getting in behind on the goal, finding that supply line. They shut that down, and the chances would start to come. L.A. had some good spells of possession, but I'm sure it might be an injury concern here at halftime with Jelle Van Dam, who came up gingerly, and they may see a move here from Bruce Arena necessitated by injury. But I think all in all, a pretty solid first half. They'll just want to tighten it up, limit more possession, and gather more going forward.
Shots on target in the first half. 3 for Philadelphia, 1 for L.A. Overall shots in the game, Philadelphia with 9 to just 3 for L.A., but obviously on the scoreboard is where it counts. 1-1 so far through the first 45 minutes. We know that L.A. can score, but defensively will they be able to hold up and keep their unbeaten run, which comes in at 7 games unbeaten coming into tonight? Well, they're halfway there with a 1-1 scoreline after 45 minutes. We'll come back with more here on the halftime report brought to you by StubHub here on LAGalaxy.com.
On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit lagalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
What you doing, Dad?
Just adding to my Shasta Can Pyramid, son. A monument to the awesomest moments of my life. Here's the Tiki Punch from Summer Vacation '92. Oh, and the can of black cherry from the day you were born.
Can I help?
Sure, kiddo.
No. Oh, boy.
And these are the Shastas as the day we started rebuilding my Shasta Pyramid. Shasta, family trusted since 1889.
And there when you celebrate life's moments.
It has to be Shasta.
If you've ever had a full count with bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, or if you've ever zoned in on the top corner of the net, then you might know the thrill of playing at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Because only one casino is all about the thrill. San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. All thrill. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey fans, next time you want to grab Galaxy seats, get the StubHub app. The StubHub app puts your teams, your favorite artists, and your hood in one place. And now you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. We take the price and location of seats and show you which give you the best deal. Our experts have done all the work for you. So get the StubHub app and find the best value on seats today. StubHub is a proud sponsor of the LA Galaxy.
76 introduces the long cut, spending a little extra time exploring the open road. We even made a fancy new TV commercial, and we're going to have our director describe it.
So like we see these guys and they're like, what's a long cut? Boom, they're all like, whoa, this is awesome. And then they're at a 76 station and they're like, time for gas. And then it's like, and that is pretty much what the commercial is.
Anyway, we want to hear all about your long cuts too. Share yours today using the hashtag 76longcut. 76. We're on the driver's side.
They say you have to dedicate thousands of hours to something to master it. That requires determination, guidance, and support. As the official education partner of the LA Galaxy, Southern New Hampshire University is helping players and staff achieve their goals with flexible online education. Enroll at SNHU, and you'll have the same unwavering support, so you can earn your online degree and master your field. Visit snhu.edu/LAGalaxy.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Halftime Report, brought to you by StubHub. 45 minutes in the books here on LAGalaxy.com, and 1-1 between the Philadelphia Union and your Los Angeles Galaxy in their 9th all-time MLS meeting. Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino back here with you. It's time to turn to our flavorful play of the half. Shasta, the official soft drink of the LA Galaxy, with over 30 great flavors like grapefruit zazz, apple, tiki punch, strawberry, and my favorite, California Dreamin'. Shasta is a great flavor for every Galaxy fan this soccer season. It has to be Shasta, is how I like to say it. Christian Miles, no doubt the best play in the first half, and our Shasta flavorful play of the half would have to be the goal coming just past the quarter of an hour mark.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Just when LA were starting to get a foothold in the game, it started in the back. And check out this ball there from Robbie Keane, finding the inside channel. Great run from Gio Dos Santos. Cuts it back against the grain, and that overlap supporting run by the right back, Robbie Rogers. You couldn't ask for a better worked goal from that. A team goal, if you will, expertly taken in the end by the former Columbus crewman, who picks out that top corner. Bosch side netting, and that's where LA have been at their best, building from the back with that fluid movement, possession, and passing. They'll want a little bit more of it because it's a department that we've seen uncharacteristically dominated here slightly by Philadelphia with about 52% possession in the first half. So I'm sure Bruce is saying, hey, guys, let's get a foot in midfield. Let's limit their chances, because Barnetta has been pulling the strings, as well as Fabinho wreaking some havoc there on the left-hand side for Philly.
As I mentioned, Rogers' first goal of the campaign, his last goal coming almost a year ago, June 24th, 2015, against Portland. So it had been some time since Robbie Rogers has found the back of the net. A welcome sight for LA Galaxy and their fan base, of course, as it brought the game level at 1-1. If you're concerned about one thing as far as how Philadelphia has been attacking and even a couple of those late attacking surges heading into the second half, what would that be?
Well, it'd be the space that they're finding themselves on the left-hand side. A little bit of a gap for Barnetta. We're seeing that space between Rodgers and Fabinho, who's come forward, but for the Brazilian has been able to get in behind, but also vary his approach. They put it down on lockdown in the first half, but then things starting to open up for others like Latu and Barnetta. Just close that space down, and things will happen.
That'll do it for the halftime report, brought to you by StubHub. When we come back, it's into the second half from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All tied at 1 between the Union and Galaxy. We'll have it for you on Galaxy.com.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
I'm Chris Klein, Vice President of the LA Galaxy, and we're a client of City National Bank. When we look at our organization on the field and then off the field, we want to put together a great team, and City National has become part of that team. The business side of the game starts long before the whistle kicks off, from setting the stadium up to understanding how to sell tickets to watch our great team play this game. For our business to function, we need to have a reliable bank as part of our team. Our brand grows as the sport of soccer grows, and City National helps us bring Galaxy to the world. I love my job. I love coming to work every day and being part of an organization like the LA Galaxy. It's the team across the league that everyone looks at, that everyone wants to be a part of. Anyone that we're involved with, we want to be the best, whether the players we put on the field or who we bank with, and we have that with City National. City National is the way up for the LA Galaxy.
Experience the City National difference. CNB.com. Member FDIC.
Hey SoCal, it's springtime, which means it's Toyota time. Which also means for the month of May, you can get huge factory cash back on a long list of new Toyotas. Like $1,000 cash back on a new 2016 Corolla, or $1,000 back on the all-new, completely redesigned 2016 Prius. There's $2,000 cash back on a new 2016 Camry or Camry Hybrid. There's even $2,500 back on a new 2016 Avalon or Avalon Hybrid. But don't wait. Spring goes fast, and so will these deals. For all current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Or even better, just head into your local Toyota dealer and test drive a new Corolla, Prius, Camry, Camry Hybrid, Avalon, or Avalon Hybrid today. And go home with a new Toyota and huge factory cash back. Your Southern California Toyota dealer makes it easy. Must take delivery from new car dealer stock by midnight 5/31/16. Toyota, let's go places.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. And Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to LA Galaxy Soccer here on LAGalaxy.com. Christian Miles and Mark Rogandino back here with you as we get set for the second 45 minutes out in Talent Energy Stadium just outside of downtown Philadelphia. 1-1 if you missed up the opening 45 minutes. Vincent Noguera, the 28-year-old Frenchman central midfielder, he opened the scoring in the 4th minute with his first of the season. And just past the quarter of an hour mark, LA would find the equalizer. Slight advantage in possession in that first half for Philadelphia, but it didn't really seem that way. As I said, only a slight advantage, 52% to just 48% for LA. We'll see how the possession and momentum meter swings here in the second half. It'll be the Galaxy to kick things off here in this second half. And as the team switch ends, LA will attack from left to right across your screen in the all-white road uniforms. Keep an eye on that center back, Jelle Van Dam. See if he is indeed going to be able to make it here in the second half.
And it'd be interesting to see if there's any change in terms of tactical setup here. It looks as though Van Dam is going to shake off that little bit of a knock to start in the central position in defense. We keep an eye on him. I'm sure they will have to make a substitution, but they don't want to make. But Daniel Steris available on the bench, but I'm sure they'll want to get on top, start a little bit better here in the second half, LA, than we saw in the first.
AJ De La Garza could also be another defensive option should Bruce Arena elect to make some changes. Galaxy in possession on the near sideline with Robbie Rogers playing it out wide here for Giassi Zardes. As we're just underway in the second half.
You know, considering all the factors that have gone against LA, this one is set up for a Philadelphia win, quite frankly. If you look at it, that 10 days rest, plenty of time to focus on the opposition. LA coming off, a game on Sunday, having to travel away from home. And then you take in the likes, hey, they don't have Daniel Steris. They've got Ashley Cole coming back, Robbie Rogers moving around, Dan Kennedy coming back into defense. So it's a rejig back line, if you will, going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Shaky start, but they acquitted themselves rather well. Van Dam, I thought, was one of those standout performers, and now they're going to need him throughout. So it started to gel. All they need to do is just find more of a consistent link, I think, between midfield and attack and create those constant chances.
I will provide one caveat to your statement in the sense that I bet you Bruce Arena would probably say, as we see Van Dam coming in with a sliding tackle in the process, CJ Sapong pulling on the jersey of Leonardo as they all track for a ball, and Sapong, the one whistled for the foul. Bruce Arena would probably tell you, yes, those are all the things that everybody on the outside views in terms of his team making 6 changes, coming in, traveling across the country. But yet with the depth that he has and the stars that he has, you have to think, and the run that they have been on, you have to think, as you said earlier, confidence breeds confidence, and this team feeling pretty good. Gerard just outside the edge of the 18. McGee pulls the trigger, and he finds the back of the net. The Galaxy have their first lead of the night. What a strike from Mike McGee with the left foot, and LA out in front 2-1.
This is just a well-worked goal, but where on earth is this Philadelphia defense caught napping, sucked in by Steven Gerrard, who just simple layoff, and Rosenberry really slow to close down Mike McGee, who has plenty of time just to pick his spot, gets his head up before, hits it squarely with that side of that left foot right past the keeper. A well-taken goal, well-constructed goal, the assist to Gerrard, and a thing of beauty from Mike McGee. LA on top, a dream start here to the second half.
4th goal on the campaign for Mike McGee, and it comes just moments into the second half to give LA their first lead on the night. And yeah, where was the defense for the Philadelphia Union? A seemingly easy move all the way across from the near side to the far side of the 18-yard box that culminates with Mike McGee's left foot putting it in the upper corner to give LA a 2-1 lead. And now it's the response time for Philadelphia as they surge forward. Gerrard also at the heart of that movement, which provided LA with their second goal of the night. So the Stars are out here in the Philadelphia area as the Galaxy go on top in the early minutes of the second half. Gerrard again with a good ball up and over the top, this time looking for Gio Dos Santos, but instead it is Joshua Yarrow back there to knock it back to his goalkeeper, Andre Blake. And now a little bit of high pressure coming from LA up the field to try and disrupt the movement for the Philadelphia Union. Letou back the other way as Van Dam slides out to the far sideline to defend, looking for Sapong at the top of the area, and Kennedy has to come and he uses the foot to clear it away. Thought he could have handled that ball inside the area as it appeared to be deflected back to the Galaxy keeper.
Yeah, yet Van Dam forced to come out and confront Sapong because Ashley Cole had made that run all the way to the opposition end line, leaving a big spot in that middle. LA opened up. They've got to keep their shape a little bit better here.
Entry ball intended for Pontius off the right foot of Sapong, and Kennedy goes down to the ground to secure it for the Galaxy.
They got stretched. That's how quickly Philadelphia can strike on the counterattack. They recognized, found that hole, went right down, shoved it right down their throats on the left-hand side of that LA Galaxy defense. It's a good response, though, as Van Dam faced up Sapong, forced him to play it off. But that did open up a slightest bit of holes. It's an open game. It's continuing from what we saw in the first half, Mark.
And I guess, Christian, if you have any questions about Van Dam and how he was feeling after taking a knock in the first half, your answer would be he's just fine.
He's fine. He's seen worse. He'll play through it. He's a big, tough boy.
Kennedy sends it towards midfield. Giassi Zardes, the intended target. Some contact there, but no whistle. And it's Philadelphia who gained possession.
And look at the urgency, look at the energy expelled here from LA in the start of the second half. It's like an entirely different team than we saw in the early stages of half number 1.
Right now it's Philadelphia on the attack though. Letou waits for the overlapping run. Ashley Cole has to slide out in front, pushed away by Robbie Rogers. Fabinho retrieves it about 25 yards out from the LA goal. Looking for the 1-2 and the return pass cut out by Giassi Zardes as he does really well to get back defensively. And then he secures the goal kick for LA as the ball deflects off of the left back for Philadelphia. Fans, you can see the biggest stars in Major League Soccer. 12 games for just $234. Become a 2016 season ticket member today at LAGalaxy.com.
It's absolutely sensational, Mark, from what we saw individually, one-on-one defending from Giassi Zardes. Recognized the move. Fabinho trying to play that 1-2. He's had the pace to get in behind Robbie Rogers. Zardes a little bit more speed himself, anticipated it, and did well to win the goal kick.
I thought you were talking about my read there when you said sensational. Well,
the bar is so high already. I mean, it's
6 minutes.
It's to be expected.
Let's not digress. 6 minutes into the second half, and LA with a 2-1 lead. As both goals tonight have been splendid from Los Angeles.
And both teams looking better on the front foot when they're going forward. It's in the back.
Yes.
The questions have been asked. They've just kind of revealed a little bit of their fragility. This Fabinho has been one of the standout performers here on the left-hand side. He's been out for a while after missing out on Philly's last game against San Jose through yellow card accumulation suspension.
I just wonder when LA is going to try and exploit that space when they catch Fabinho going forward on one of those attacking runs we've seen throughout tonight's game, and maybe they're able to use some numbers getting down the near side. As Ashley Cole on the far side defending for LA, back heels it for Mike McGee, and now deflected out for a Philadelphia throw about 20 yards up the touchline on that far sideline.
That's a good question, and a lot of that remains to be seen. What kind of a combination can LA throw at Philadelphia coming forward deep on the right-hand side?
Deep throw looking for Sapong at the near post. Van Dam has been there all night on those long throws. Now Gio Dos Santos shielding it away from pressure to win it back for LA. He's pushed to the turf. No whistle as the ball stays in possession now here for Philadelphia. Attacking run to the end line. Service to the top of the 18, but there's Baggio Husidic to push it away. Yarrow out at midfield to gather it in, and he sends it all the way back toward his own goal.
Yeah, sometimes there were some question marks about Gio Dos Santos last year. He had his critics. Is his heart in it? Doesn't put enough work into it. You just saw right there, here's a guy wearing the number 10 shirt. He's all the way back to his own byline, harrying these attackers, hurrying it, forcing bad decision, and eventually allowing LA to win it back. No question. He's reinvigorated, seems a little bit more fitter, a little bit more sharp. That's what a preseason here in LA will do for him.
That as well as the chemistry growing with the rest of his teammates like Robbie Keane, Steven Gerrard, and Giassi Zardes. That is part of the huge reason he has had such success over the last couple of months for Los Angeles, as well as the Galaxy being the highest scoring team in Major League Soccer so far in 2016. Fabinho with the ball along the near sideline, elects to play away from pressure, back from Marquez, the center back for Philadelphia. He switches it out to the far side. Now Letou lifting the chin just off the edge of the 18, looking for an attacking run central. And as the ball is played in to Barnetta, he is upended just a couple of paces outside the top of the 18, and a whistle will give the Union a great free kick spot.
Yeah, it's a wonderful spot here, and you see Van Dam just a little bit overzealous, bringing down the big Swiss.
Still no yellow for him, right?
No one's been booked as of yet.
Yeah.
They've flirted with it, to be very honest, but this is going to be advantageous. And Barnetta, the right footer, might fancy it here. We've seen Brian Carroll from positions such as these in the past, and a point to make also right now, LA with that extra goal now, opting to see a more of a defensive posture, absorbing this pressure. It will be interesting to see how their defense reacts on the back foot. First things first, though, Fabinho standing over the Brazilian with that monstrous left foot.
5 in the wall to protect the near post for Dan Kennedy as he sends a step or two off the center spot of the goal. And as Christian just mentioned, you have Fabinho with that great left foot and Barnetta, a right-footed option there as well. This one shaded toward the far side of the field, but very much central out at the top of the 18. Call it right on about 23 yards out. It's going to be Barnetta, and Kennedy has to go to his right, but it sails wide of the far post.
Well, Kennedy nearly bit because thought Fabinho was going to go up and over the wall and beat him to his left. And all credit to Dan. He had good reactions. You see the agility, the nimble footwork. That's why Dan Kennedy was brought over from SC Dallas. And it was a good reaction from the former Chivas USA man. Quite a scare. Well crafted, he'd have to say, from the training ground by Philadelphia. LA come away unblemished.
Yeah, Barnetta did not miss by much, so it's still a 2-1 advantage for Los Angeles. The early second half goal from Mike McGee, the difference right now. Gio Dos Santos in between the benches on the near side, quickly picks it off. Husidic up and over the top, and looking for Robbie Keane, who was streaking right to the front of the Philadelphia goal, but the Union defense was there to cut it out.
A very important intervention right there from Riara, because Keane was looking for that second ball, sneaking in from behind, as we've seen from so many times in days past.
Van Dam steps in the passing lane to knock it down for Steven Gerrard. Back on the Galaxy center back's foot. And now Mike McGee will play it forward for Gerrard. Nutmegs right in between Sebastian Letou as the movement continues to the far side of the field. Gerrard trying to spring. Ashley Cole surging up that far side. The left back coming forward. Maintains possession just in front of the right back, Keegan Rosenberry. Still dancing on the ball and waiting for some help. Gerrard will provide it. Here's Mike McGee. Gets out of danger in the initial movement, but can't keep the ball on a string, and it's Philadelphia back the other way in possession.
And it looked dangerous. Good hold-up play from Tranquilo Barnetta. It was just brought down there from Steven Gerrard. Smart, experienced play, though, from Gerrard to stem that counterattack. They do have the pace to burn. They got a lot of young, fresh legs out there, Philadelphia. They can get in behind. LA really, though, have turned the tables here in the second half and taken a page out of Philadelphia's playbook to start the second half from what we saw from the Union in the first. I've been impressed with their intensity. They come out with a little bit more urgency here. Perhaps, I don't know if it was the flight, perhaps the jet lag, but shaking it off here. It looked a little bit leggy to start, but they've really sprung into action.
And obviously the game will dictate that Philadelphia will have to press a little bit more with the Galaxy finding that early goal. As you alluded to a moment ago, they can afford to go a little bit more of a defensive posture and maybe a little more conservative here as we're 12 minutes into this second half. 2-1 LA. Galaxy again continue to attack from left to right across your computer screen. Happy to have you along here on LAGalaxy.com. Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino taking you through this one, and LA with a 2-1 lead in the 58th minute. The whistle comes in, and the Galaxy with a free kick just inside of their own half.
It's a real critical juncture for Philadelphia right now. They've got to maintain their poise. They know how lethal LA can be, and when they have that in the back of their mind, they know they've got to press forward, but LA able to hit on that counterattack with so many weapons out there. They've got to pick and choose their moments. I'm sure that's foremost right now on the mind of manager Jim Curtin.
Leonardo standing over the free kick just inside of the Galaxy half, has an immediate option in Robbie Rogers just a couple of feet away, but instead the center back elects for the long ball across for Mike McGee, who settles it down and into the feet of Ashley Cole. Gerrard from the center circle. And now Leonardo, as the Galaxy going back into their own half, retreating somewhat. Long ball forward from the Brazilian center back. And here's Husidic to corral it in the central part of Philadelphia's half. Gerrard sending it all the way wide for Ashley Cole.
It's a high line played by the Union right now, trying to squeeze the field, shorten the pitch. Make things a little bit more tough, more congested.
See if the Galaxy can find the right sequence of passing. Husidic trying to lay it off for Dos Santos, not on the same, it was Cole pushing forward, not on the same page. And now it's the Union looking to get out on the counter. Leonardo steps in front of Sapong, but then the ball in, all the way across for Pontius, and it's in, 2-2. Is the offside flag gonna come up here against Chris Pontius? It just might have saved the Galaxy, and it did.
My goodness, but there you see LA susceptible to the counterattack. Another look at it here. Great work from Sapong to dig it out as he was losing his balance. Barnetta plays it forward.
Oh, it was the first ball into Barnetta.
Yep.
He had just sagged in.
It was against Barnetta because Pontius was clearly on, and that will be tough for Jim Curtin to swallow.
And the Galaxy dodging the proverbial bullet there as we approach the hour mark here. Pontius had no trouble with what would have been the equalizer, finishing it past Dan Kennedy at the near post. But the Galaxy netminder went to grab the ball and immediately waved the finger that no, the offside flag had already come up against the hosts.
And they've been dangerous on the counter. They've given LA plenty of fits early on. They've got the pace. You saw right there, Sapong, a single-minded determination to carve out that chance. All credit to the big number 17. It's been relatively quiet, though, for Philadelphia's liking throughout the first hour or so.
Yeah, really the opening sequence that led to the first goal of the game was about the lone time that I think you really saw CJ Sapong causing some damage. Here's Van Dam. He'll send it forward for Ashley Cole. And the Galaxy looking to survey some options here.
That's a poor touch from Van Dam. He'll want to have that back. He's got to get back into position because Leonardo's been sucked over to that far side.
Union don't waste any time putting it back into play, and this one will come all the way across and out of the reach of Fabinho.
Well, fans, make sure you see the future of your LA Galaxy when Jose Villarreal, Jack McBean, and Los Dos get set to take on Arizona United SC coming up on Saturday, May 28th at 7:30 p.m. at the StubHub Center Track and Field Stadium. Tickets now on sale for only $10. It's all at lagalaxy.com.
And I know, Christian, you've covered some of those games. Los Dos, again, another solid option for Southern California fans to come out and watch soccer here
Great.
around the area.
Food trucks. You got the renovated stadium. It's a real nice match day atmosphere that LA have developed with those renovations during the offseason. And quite a squad that Kurt Analfo's putting together as well.
Sapong looking to switch it across to this near side. Chris Pontius, the former UC Santa Barbara Gaucho, the intended target. It was out of his reach, but the Union will keep the possession through Chris Pontius. Surveys his way across to the center part of the field and now switches it out to the far side for Rosenberry. Good string of possession here for the Union. Can they make anything of it, though? Touches inside. Here's Pontius, top of the 18, and it's deflected on the way in. Dan Kennedy immediately into the defenders out in front of them to tell them to step it up a notch as the Union will have their first corner of this second half.
You've really got to tip your hat, though, to Philadelphia. Some great one-touch passing. Latu lays it off. Barnetta just trying to keep it alive, and Pontius couldn't quite latch onto it to good effect. Has put LA, though, on the back foot.
Barnetta delivers the fourth corner on the night for Philadelphia, and it's Dan Kennedy on the goal line, on the doorstep to make a save. It spills, and Philadelphia puts it in. Is it Keegan Rosenberry? It is. The rookie comes in, but there will certainly be some controversy on Philadelphia's equalizer.
It was a goal mouth scramble, bodies flying everywhere. Rosenberry quickest to react. Another look at it as it goes out to the far post. Towering header down by Pontius. Was it within the grasp of Kennedy? That's what he's claiming. He wants the foul.
It's Latu that's right there on the doorstep.
And that's a good goal. And Dan, unfortunately, just loses possession here. It coughs and spills out. And Rosenberry, the quickest to react. Disappointing for LA and Dan Kennedy, who did so well initially, but Rosenberry, ever the opportunist, a big goal for him. And the young rookie with his first of the season, and this is really going to change the complexion of things. Is LA opting to sit back, absorb that pressure now. And Philly, well, they matched LA's wits just as the Galaxy did in the first half.
Well, the good news for the Galaxy is they still have 25 plus minutes to try and go after a winner. Obviously, points on the road are always a good thing, but you would think that the way that they have been able to create some chances and get in behind the Union defense, they're going to be looking to see if they can find that third goal and possibly a winner here tonight.
Well, one thing we know tonight, Mark, this is not the tactical acumen of defenses on display. It's not for the purists. It's not the old catenaccio that you'd see from the Italian Serie A. This is all-out blood warfare going forward, open opportunities, some defensive miscues, but you're seeing a lot of open, freewheeling, attacking play. And buckle up, because the next half an hour is going to be great.
I'll tell you what, though, looking at the two goals that LA has conceded here on the night, first the goal by Noguera just about 3.5 minutes in, and then moments ago the equalizer coming from Keegan Rosenberry, I would think that both of them have come through second chance opportunities in and around the area. Remember, Noguera had the ball tackled away by McGee, and then the second chance for him to pounce on it and put it in there. Dan Kennedy spills it right in front of his own goal line, and there's someone there to put it away again.
Yeah, it gives more impetus to that old saying, hey, get it in the box. Good things happen when you get in the box. Second ball is so important.
You know, Bruce Arena's not going to be happy with that.
No, not at all.
Here's Ashley Cole winning possession for LA.
And
Gerard.
You know, it all started with that great move that won that corner kick. LA a little bit too defensive and giving a lot of space in front of that penalty box to the Union, who made the most of it.
And now it's Robbie Rogers pushing forward. We haven't seen too much of that here tonight, with the exception of when he tallied the goal. Keane Sends it forward here. It's Baggio Husidic at the edge of the 18, looking for some reinforcements. He'll find it in Steven Gerrard. Whips one in onto the penalty spot. Philadelphia hip to defend, though.
Oh, you just want to see Robbie Rogers make that run because Husidic didn't have any options trying to hold it up just on the edge of the box there. And all became rather predictable in the end with Gerrard just serving it straight into the central defense.
Here's Keane now. His touches have been limited so far here tonight, you would say, by Philadelphia. Hasn't been able to find as much space as he usually likes for the Irishman. Cole.
You know what I like, though, here, Mark, though, is he and Husidic are finding that space in between the lines.
Through here for Mike McGee. Yarrow is back there to defend and just clears it out for a throw.
Case in point. I mean, Husidic finding that spot between defense and midfield and able to pick a pass as well as Steven Gerrard. Robbie Keane dropping off as well. That's going to be key for them right now.
Speaking of Gerrard, here he is about 35 yards out from the Philadelphia goal. Tried to split a couple of defenders into the feet of Ashley Cole, and Philadelphia had enough numbers to win it back. Barnetta brings it towards midfield, a little heavy on the touch, but he finds Sebastian Letou. And now Letou keeps it all the way coming to the near side, looking for Pontius, but in steps Robbie Rogers. Now Gyasi Zardes pushes it across midfield. And the ball comes wide for Robbie Rogers on this near sideline. Snaking away from the defender, in this case Chris Pontius, and onto the feet of Mike McGee in the center circle. Here's Keane, deep checking run to see some of the ball. Gets it off of his feet and leaves it for Gio Dos Santos. Now Gerrard. Fans singing loud inside of the stadium here in Philadelphia. The Sons of Ben, the main supporters group here, the Union. Dos Santos, it's been a quiet night for him as well. He delivered a couple of good balls, including on the first goal sequence, but we haven't called his name in time.
Yeah, occupying a lot of space and time on the right-hand side. But you see things that really change right now. The Sons of Ben seeing Philadelphia absorb a lot of this pressure here ever since getting that equalizer from Rosenberry. That'll suit them just fine because they fancy their chances on the break. Want to absorb that pressure and get in behind. They feel that's where they are at their best.
Approaching the midway point of this second half. And all even at 2 apiece between the Union and Galaxy.
I just wonder right now, both managers perhaps, okay, we've dealt our best cards. It's nearly a full-strength team for LA. Perhaps some changes coming up here as we get set for the final 20 minutes. You got the pace of Boateng.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
He could come in and really break the lines.
In an open game like this, you let him get out and run free. Force some of the Philadelphia players that have already been on for more than an hour to chase down the fresh legs of a Boateng, and he's certainly come into form over the last few weeks as well. Early ball wide here for Ashley Cole. Waits for some help, finds it in Van Damme. He'll step past Barnetta and now curl one in with his left foot in the direction of Zardes. Headed away though by the Union defense, but right in for Baggio Husidic. Cole, back central now for Steven Gerrard. Splits a couple of defenders in for Gio Dos Santos. Didn't sense the pressure coming over his shoulder though. The Galaxy though win it right back in the midfield. Looking for the early ball in for Baggio Husidic, but Philadelphia this time in the right spot to cut it out as Barnetta brings it back on the attack now for the Union. Has some numbers going forward. Comes wide here for Pontius. Wants to get onto his right foot. Instead goes to his left and sends it just wide of the far post. A good step over to create the space, but he couldn't finish the movement.
Well, a ball easily intercepted on that right-hand side from Steven Gerrard translates into this chance. Barnetta, a great run here from Sapong, which Rogers has to recognize and honor. That opens up a little spot, a drop of the shoulder here from Pontius, and credit Dan Kennedy coming out and shortening that angle and hindering Pontius just enough as the former Gaucho sends it wide. Could have done a little bit better on the finishing end, but once again, it's that counterattack as LA gets comfortable in attack and LA seeing themselves victimized. And here's a big change right now. Ilsinho coming in for Letou, who is really absent from the affairs. Not his best outing despite putting in all the graft and all the hard work. And this is going to be interesting how it changes the complexion. He'll take up a spot on the right-hand side of that midfield, similar to where we saw Letou, but here's a guy who brings in a little bit more of an attacking flair, a natural gift for one-on-one situations going forward.
So Letou goes for nearly 70 minutes, and Ilsinho will come in here, see if he can provide a bit of a spark for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, we see our first card of the night, and it's Robbie Rogers here in the 70th minute who picks up the card. So a goal in the first half for Rogers, and he'll go into the book for a second time with the yellow card coming here in the 70th minute.
Well, tries to find the space. His physical here from Leonardo, who just brings down Sapong. That battle has been going on and on all throughout the evening, but you give the yellow card to Rogers. More importantly, this will bring up a dead ball opportunity, and LA looking to buckle down.
It'll be Barnetta, who's really been in charge of the service all night long in any of the dead ball situations, situated about 15 yards inside of the midfield stripe.
This is when you want to pay attention to Sapong, who can make those darting runs. He's big, strong, and physical.
Right to the penalty spot, and it glances through onto the back post, but no one there. Brian Carroll, the closest Union player, making the run.
Another look at here, and here's the goal. It's strongly headed down by Pontius, and Kennedy looked to have it, but it just spills out, and Rosenberry able to pounce. No doubt about it, but the question, though, is why is that header so easily won from Pontius? It was virtually free for him. He rose so well. A little disappointing in the end to make things very difficult for Dan Kennedy, who really didn't have much of a chance.
Well, Christian, I know on another glance there, another replay look at it, you almost wonder if Letou got a touch as the ball was headed in. Did Letou get a tiny touch, and that's why Kennedy did not handle it cleanly.
Yeah.
Thus it spills out, and an opportunity there for Rosenberry to tuck it home.
Yeah, regardless, though, I mean, it's really making life difficult for your goalkeeper when the opposition center back has a free header, or the opposition has a free header on the edge of the 6.
Here's Pontius spearheading the attack for the Union, brings it back to the top of the 18. Noguera out wide here. Rosenberry. McGee slides out to defend, far side of the field. Back out top here for Noguera. Barnetta plays the ball in onto the back post, and Rogers had no idea where Pontius was over his shoulder and just flicks it out to safety.
And once again, LA a little bit too deep right here. Look at the space that opens up just on the edge of the box, and Barnetta with free room to operate. And boy, that comes all the way across the face of goal as LA dodge another big bullet.
In the end, it'll be a throw here for Chris Pontius and the Union. Pontius with it at his feet, plays it out for Fabinho. Great ball in, headed away. Alcino with his first touch of the night, and almost wound up in the back of the LA net.
And Philadelphia appealing for a handball there. It would have been rather harsh against the Galaxy.
It's Philadelphia who are asking the questions now. Here's Alcino, top of the 18, trying to curl one, and it'll go just wide as Dan Kennedy almost had his feet tucked in some cement there.
Well, it's once again LA unhinged here. Too much space just in front of the penalty box. The Brazilian able to capitalize and sending it wide, and now we'll see some defensive solidity, but look at the space that's given to Alcino. He's got to be closed down, invited to shoot. LA, it's starting to turn into target practice, so we'll see some more steel come in here as Laurentowicz, the hard tackling man, formerly, of course, of the New England Revolution and Chicago Fire, and LA perhaps looking to shut up shop just a little bit. We'll see, but just make sure you'll be there when bitter rivals from the north, Chris Wondolowski and the San Jose Earthquakes, return to the City of Champions to take on Keane, Dos Santos, Girard, and your 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy on Sunday, May 22nd at 4 p.m. at the StubHub Center. Tickets on sale now for as low as $20. All you have to do is head over to lagalaxy.com.
And so as Christian mentioned, is Jeff Laurentowicz coming in here in the almost final quarter of an hour of the second half to replace Steven Gerrard. Barnetta with the possession right at the corner of the 18, tried to slip one through for Sapong, making the diagonal run, but it falls into the gloves of Dan Kennedy. A little shaky the last 10-12 minutes here defensively for LA. Can they shore things up here?
Well, that's the move that Bruce needed to make, and he's going to plug that hole right in the center of midfield. Laurentowicz is going to sit on top of that back four because that's where Philly are finding that space.
And it's really Barnetta who's finding that space and pulling the strings right now. See if indeed that move pays off for Bruce Arena and the Galaxy. Still all to play for here as we tick into the final quarter of an hour. 75th minute of play, 2-2 between the Union and Galaxy. Early 1-0 lead for the hosts. The Galaxy with an early second half goal after going 1-1 into the halftime to take a 2-1 lead. And then a response coming in the 63rd minute from rookie right back Keegan Rosenberry out of Georgetown. And that is where we stand here in the 75th minute.
And this is the part of the match where, you know what, those miles and that short turnaround really start to take their toll. LA will have to dig a little bit deeper. I'm sure they're starting to feel that jet lag, and traveling across the country on that 5.5-hour flight really, as you well know, really sucks the life out of you. And such a short turnaround puts LA at a disadvantage. They got to dig deep here, and they're going to make another defensive move. It looks like with Steris coming on for Van Dam.
Yep.
So like for like, this isn't going to change anything in terms of tactics, but Van Dam, we saw him take that knock towards the end of the first half. He gutted it out here in the second and really has performed admirably, I thought. A couple of giveaways, but defensively, he's been right on top of it as he has been throughout the season. They'll need him to take a little bit of a rest here.
Daniel Steris was the only player for the Galaxy who had played every minute of action so far prior to tonight. And the first time he was not in the starting 11 for Bruce Arena, but he will see action as he comes in here as a second half substitute to replace Van Dam in the 76th minute.
And what's not to like about Steris, and what a luxury to bring off one of the anchors of your defense to bring on one of the anchors of your defense as well here. Steris has been great. He's worked his way up from the youth system, from Los Dos into the first team. Chance to give Van Dam a rest. Hey, take the last 15 minutes off and get ready for San Jose coming up this weekend.
Yeah, and the good news is that the Galaxy will have plenty of time off as that game against San Jose doesn't come up for another 9-10 days. It's on the 22nd.
Absolutely.
Sunday the 22nd. So these players can see the light of some time off coming up in the far distance, but they still got business to take care of right now inside of Talon Energy Stadium. It's Philadelphia in possession. Yarrow sending it forward. Leonardo defending, and Steris will clear it out into the stands for a Philadelphia throw.
That's a well-earned rest too, Mark, after that run of games you described, and especially such a tight turnaround. You wonder who's formulating the schedule over at MLS HQ, asking so much of any team. I don't care how stacked he may be in terms of depth.
Laurentowicz with his first touch, but it falls into the feet of Brian Carroll of Philadelphia. Now Fabinho running right at Robbie Rogers, and a dangerous ball out in front of Dan Kennedy in the LA goal, but it goes unanswered as it winds up going wide and out of play for an LA goal kick.
Yeah, the Brazilian's been a real handful tonight for Robbie Rogers. Very good in 1v1 situations. Roberts just backing off of him just a bit. That opens up that little gap of space. Fabinho, he's got that trigger as well.
You can see he's got a quick little in and out move to get the ball on his left foot for whenever he needs just enough of a window to either provide a shot or provide a service onto the back post.
And that's where I thought Philadelphia were at their best in the early stages of the first half. Going down that left-hand side, Fabinho was, getting regular service into Sapong and company from that left-hand side. Did well to put it on lockdown, but they may go back to it here in the late stages, but concern now, it looks as though for Philadelphia.
Steris coming in to provide a stern challenge against CJ Sapong, who went down to the ground. By the way, we should add Jelle Van Dam not picking up a yellow card in today's game, so he will be available on May the 22nd against the San Jose Earthquakes.
Very good point. Still trying to put together a good run of form, perhaps to get one of those yellow cards reduced for good behavior, but he's got a little ways to go. Not exactly Yellow's forte, but a good shift that he put in for the first 75 minutes. Gio Dos Santos seems to see some discrepancy as to whether he needs to come off or not.
He's having a little bit of an equipment malfunction. It looks like they're looking at the left shoe of Gio Dos Santos, and in fact, a referee, Soren Stoica, waving him to get off the pitch to remedy it.
He's calling for tape, and that's exactly what he wants here. LA Galaxy training staff trying to tend to matters. Well, temporarily, unfortunately, have to go down to 10 men, so he'll have to skip out for a little bit here. Dos Santos is Philly with a great opportunity.
79th minute, Philadelphia in possession as they string the ball across to the far side of the field. Lasinho from the edge of the 18, trying to work the two-man game there with the right back, Rosenberry. Doesn't initially work as the initial ball is pushed away by the Galaxy defense, but clearly the Galaxy on the back heel right now, and it's Philadelphia that seems to be on the front foot. Lasinho weaving around about 25 yards out from the LA goal. Leonardo tries to step in, back out on top, across the face of the 18, and Pontius again pulls the trigger with the right foot, but up and over the crossbar.
This is some sublime tiki-taka passing right now from Philadelphia, putting together a wonderful move. It all starts with Barnetta picking out that nice little ball across the face of goal, and Pontius just couldn't keep his finish down. It's such a great build-up. It was intricate, it was precise, but Pontius really hasn't been too sharp on the finishing end this evening.
You really can see what you were alluding to just a couple of minutes ago. Maybe the travel, long distance, starting to take a little bit of effect. LA not as quick in the first step to try and get to a loose ball in and around their final defensive third so far in these last few minutes. And attacking chances up top have been nil and void here in the last 10-15 minutes for the Galaxy. Robbie Keane, Gio Dos Santos, Giassi Zardes, those players have hardly even seen a touch. Here's Sapong, and he will earn corner number 5 on the match here for Philadelphia as that ball is knocked out by Robbie Rogers. Second corner of the second half for the Union.
Well, make sure to lace up your shoes for the 4th annual LA Galaxy 5K and Cosmo Family Run presented by Herbalife Nutrition on Sunday, June 5th at StubHub Center. Youth 12 and under are invited to participate in the Cosmo Family Fun Run.
That's right. Into the final 10 minutes. Barnetta to deliver the corner onto the near post, looking for Sapong. Had a good crack at it, but LA disrupting things just enough. Noguera with the follow-up opportunity, and his right-footed shot from about 22, 23 yards out will go wide of the near post. Dan Kennedy allows the Galaxy players to take a couple of extra needed breaths, slow things down a little bit, as the flurries have been coming fast and furious from Philadelphia. Say that 5 times.
Yes, it did. And this is where LA really need to catch their breath. Just relieve that pressure, because wave after wave is inundating this defense, whether it be from the left-hand side with Fabinho. Kennedy's going to be booked here for taking too much time by the referee. He becomes a second-man caution. But that may be a yellow card that LA will be happy to take right now at this point. They want to stretch this game out, let it breathe. Hey, a draw away from home, your second game in 4 days, isn't the worst result in the world.
You still leave yourself an opportunity. Maybe you get a counter-attacking chance in the last couple of minutes of this one to try and find a go-ahead goal.
And look at the shots. The Union with 18 to LA's 4. LA have been clinical in taking their chances. It's been blunt-edged, you have to say, from Philadelphia. Have had the better in that opportunities.
And if you do the math, that means only 1 second-half shot for Los Angeles. They had 3 in the first half. That would be the lone goal coming from Mike McGee. Can they get another one here? Gio Dos Santos just stepping inside the 18, matched up there against Rosenberry, dancing on the ball. The Mexican international tries to zip one on to Robbie Keane, who was waiting inside the 6, but instead it's Andre Blake to put the gloves to it. And Philadelphia trying quickly to go on the counterattack back the other way. Leonardo has other ideas as he pulls it in for LA.
This is where you see Mike McGee. You want to see him take charge of that central midfield and creative playmaker role. Dos Santos up there playing a little bit wider. Robbie Keane will move into that central position. And it's important here for Robbie Rogers to get involved as well. Haven't seen enough of him going forward.
Rogers trying to surge forward up this right side, but the cross, really 4 dark jerseys for Philadelphia inside the area, and Gio Dos Santos, the closest Galaxy player to the ball. Husidic wins it right back though, and now it's Mike McGee, 25 yards out, plays it in for Robbie Keane. Good defending from the right back, Rosenberry. What a game he is having. His first goal of his MLS career, and he also has taken a couple of defensive stances, including that one, taking the ball off of Galaxy captain Robbie Keane.
Yeah, he's been a real firecracker back there, and very impressive, continuing his impressive rookie season. Bundles of energy, able to get up and down the flanks, and a goal not too shabby.
Laurentowicz corrals it just inside of LA's half, playing it forward for Mike McGee. McGee gets tangled up in a tackle, and the Union regain possession. Fabinho back inside, looking for Pontius, who's coming back to provide some support. The Union trying to get out of their own half. And Giassi Zardes will find possession for LA just inside of Philadelphia's half. Nice little dummy for McGee to let it run across to the far side for Ashley Cole. And you can see how conservative and methodical LA is going to be with it into the 85th minute here. Make sure you at least take 1 point out of this game, but if you happen to have an opportunity to take 3, then so be it.
Yeah, they just need to take the sting right now, because Philadelphia are surging, feeling very confident. Get a chance to, gather your bearings and get things sorted out. They really need a good spell of possession, but they're not getting it.
Leonardo has to clear after Robbie Rogers heads it down to his feet out in front of the Galaxy 18. Dos Santos, good win in the center circle, plays it off for Robbie Keane. Ensuing run by Dos Santos. Now it's Keane trying to play it out to this near sideline for Giassi Zardes. Back for Robbie Keane, but a step out of reach.
It's just too ponderous, Mark. It's just a little bit too slow. A great run there from Zardes. Unfortunately, rather too predictable. All credit, though, this Philadelphia defense is really backtracked in transition very well. Just needs to be one step quicker, one step a little bit more crisp on the passing end. It's not out of the woods there for Philadelphia, and it's still plenty to play for here the last 4 minutes and change. And this will be interesting to see the substitution as Pontius comes off. McKean and company looking slightly gassed, as they would say.
Here comes the young 22-year-old out of Germany, Fabian Herbers. He will get some time in these last few minutes of the second half. Can he provide a spark? Can the Galaxy find a spark of their own? They've come in unbeaten in their last 7 matches, a string that goes all the way back to early March when they lost out in Commerce City, Colorado against the Rapids, the team sitting 2 points above them in the Western Conference table. Keane unable to pull the ball down on a long pass forward. It's Brian Carroll who runs underneath it for Philadelphia. Husidic, good tackle to win it. Can he quickly play it forward? Looking for Mike McGee. Took him a little while to get back to his feet, but he does keep the possession. It's Laurentowicz now, sending it back out for Husidic.
I think he's been brilliant tonight. Husidic constantly doing the dirty work, the unsung heroes, getting in, winning the ball, making those tackles, and distributing out. Pretty much playing that role of destroyer and distributor to perfection tonight.
Steris, one of the second half substitutes, plays it over the top. Gio Dos Santos down the right side, looking to the back post. Keane was there. It was just out of the reach of his right foot. The Galaxy captain got a short touch to it, but he could not corral it and get a quality chance on frame. And now here comes Philadelphia. Ilsinho streaking back the other way. Has the attacking run of CJ Sapong right to the top of the 18. Sapong with the left foot. It'll go wide of the near post. And indications are that it deflected last touch by LA and should give the Union a 6th corner on the night.
Well, Embers just collided here with Jeff Laurentowicz. This is what he's appealing. Thought he was fouled, perhaps earning the free kick, but this one all started as LA overcommitting in the attacking half. Leonardo caught out of position. Laurentowicz forced to backtrack, and once again we see that counterattack present all kinds of opportunities. And unfortunately for LA, Philadelphia just haven't had their shooting boots on tonight.
They have had plenty of quality chances in and around the LA goal. And yet it stands 2-2 as we're here in the 88th minute of play. Roland Alberg, the young Dutch player, coming in here to replace Barnetta, who put in a lot of mileage spearheading the attack. Kennedy comes off the corner chance, delivers the punch, and finally secures it on the follow-up chance as it rolls right into the Galaxy's goaltending mitts.
Yeah, you know, Kennedy coming out to punch wasn't the most convincing of clearances, but I'll tell you what, this is a great save. It looks rather ordinary, but look at all of these trees in the way. And it's so hard to see it coming in. Great reflexes at the last moment to react and cover up. It's been a real fun game. You just get the feeling there might be just a little bit something left in the end.
And it looks like that is going to be it for Mike McGee on the night, as Sebastian Leggett, the boy, up between the benches here.
You know, if there is going to be anything in the offing here in the late stages, this is the guy you want on the field.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a creative mastermind. Pretty much not in the same vein as Mike McGee, but a guy that can offer you something on the left-hand side. He can be direct, and of course we know about his ability to take on defenders in 1v1 situations, and this could be that little bit of inspiration that LA need to finally kind of bridge the gap that has been lacking so far.
Well, Christian, as we're into the final minute of regulation, you get the sense probably for one of these two teams there should be one final asking opportunity. And maybe it comes in the form of a corner. LA will have their first corner of the second half, their third of the match, as Philadelphia knock it out here in the 90th minute of play.
Now, this is where you want the big boys to come forward. Daniel Steris will come up from defense. I'm sure Leonardo will be called into the fray if they don't go short. We'll see what Giovanni has in store if he tries to conspire with Leggett.
Well, I always say, if you bring those big bodies forward, use them. Send the service in and see if one of them can get on the end of it. Leonardo trying to get free on the back post. It's a near post ball for Zardes. Came by Jeff Laurentowicz, another one of the second half substitutes, but never really got a good crack at it. And Husidic closing the gap with some pressure to send it out for a Philadelphia throw, so no chance on the counter there for the Union. And here comes our indication of second half stoppage time as both coaches looking on to the fourth official, and ample time for both these teams with 4 minutes minimum of stoppage time.
LA will want to just get out of here, pack it up, take their point, and head back home for a lengthy rest. And Philadelphia are going to try and make the most of this final 4 minutes.
Well, maybe the fresh legs of Sebastian Leggett getting the opportunity to step on here could maybe make a difference. Zardes trying to combine with Robbie Keane. Keane's touches have been so limited here in this second half specifically. Here's Fabinho bringing it up the left side into Galaxy territory. Brian Carroll retreating to the center circle, holding the possession now for Philadelphia. Carroll onto the feet of Vincent Nogueira. It was his goal 3.5 minutes in that opened the scoring a couple of hours ago here tonight. Nogueira again just retreating back into his own half, and he'll switch it out to the far side for Keegan Rosenberry, the other goal scorer for the Union here on the night. Ilsinho, quick first step to try and get around Leggett. He does. Leonardo back there to defend against Hebers. Entry pass now here for the Union, looking for Sapong. He rose up inside the area but couldn't get a good touch with the head to put it on target. Zardes will clear it back out to midfield in the direction of Gio dos Santos, but he has trouble with Marquez draped all over his back, and it's Philadelphia right back in possession. The table, or the field I should say, heavily tilted in favor of the Union right now in stoppage time here in the second half, tied at 2.
All hands on deck. All you need is about 2 more minutes. Get yourself over the line here, LA. Gut it out. They've been defending like lions back here, coming under pressure on wave after wave. They've had a good response. I like the defending moments ago from Leonardo. The question is, can they hang on and really keep away from the sustained pressure from the Union?
Halfway through the allotted 4 minutes minimum stoppage time. As Christian just said, another couple of minutes to go. Don't forget, we'll have some full post-game coverage coming up for you here on LAGalaxy.com. But first, the conclusion of this one. Here's Leggett, fresh legs and all. Can he turn on the Jets? He waits for some help and finds it in Gyasi Zardes. Now Leggett again, a little 2-man game on that far side of the field for LA. Husidic decides to make it a 3-man game as he gets involved. And now Zardes will play away from pressure and back for Ashley Cole. Cole couldn't find the right service to put it through a couple of Philadelphia defenders, and consequently the Union will get it back and back on the attack down this near sideline with Fabinho. Laurentowicz sliding over to defend. He's the stopgap there in the central midfield for LA. Forward comes Yarrow. Rosenberry. Good touches from Philadelphia, but not eating up a ton of real estate here as we are into what should be the final minute of added time here in the second half. 93 minutes and change played here tonight inside of Talon Energy Stadium. Is there a winner in the cards?
Now, LA, just keep your man in front of you. That's the order of the day. Just see it out. You got less than a minute, and that's a misclear that really is not going to draw upon a favorable response from Bruce Arena. And puts LA right back under pressure.
Zardes, though, intercepts the throw-in by Philadelphia. Husidic now tackled off the ball, but in the process a whistle will come in and rescue LA. And no sense of urgency, as you would imagine, for the Galaxy to put it back in play, who are just seconds away and a whistle away from making it an 8-match unbeaten run, the best in MLS this season thus far. Steres will thump it into play, and the final whistle will sound. And the teams will split the share of the points. LA picking up a valuable point on the road. Bruce Arena will be the first to tell you those are always something you keep in your back pocket. Yes, they had an opportunity to get the 3, but Philadelphia gave the Galaxy all that they could handle after Mike McGee put the team in front. And about 15 minutes later, a goal from Keegan Rosenberry, his first of MLS play. 2-2 is how we finish out in Philadelphia.
On the balance, you'd have to say it's a fair reflection of the affairs through 90 minutes. Both teams very much deserving. I thought Philadelphia came out the better of the two to start the game. LA able to bed themselves in and eventually get the equalizer on a wonderfully worked goal between Robbie Keane, Gio Dos Santos, and the goal scorer, Robbie Rogers. And how about the fire that Bruce Arena lit under LA to start the second half? They came out with purpose, got a goal 3 minutes after the break, but you got to give credit here to Philadelphia. They were able to take advantage of some poor set-piece defending from Los Angeles. Dan Kennedy couldn't quite grab onto it, but in the end, 2-2, fair result in the end. And LA, hey, you know what? You get a point away from home, as you mentioned. Keep that unbeaten run going. Things looking pretty good.
More discussion in the postgame coming your way here on LAGalaxy.com. Again, your final score from out there inside of Talent Energy Stadium. The Union 2, your Galaxy 2.
LA Galaxy is presented by Herbalife. Nutrition for a better life. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. And Toyota. Let's go places. On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy. A team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Calling all explorers, the Galaxy's proud sponsor, Alaska Airlines, now offers up to 16 peak daily flights from John Wayne, Orange County, including flights to Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Sonoma County, and Reno Tahoe, beginning June 6th. Alaska is excited to offer a new option from Orange County with 3 daily flights to San Jose. For Alaska's lowest fares, visit alaskaair.com. Hey fans, next time you want to grab Galaxy seats, get the StubHub app. The StubHub app puts your teams, your favorite artists, and your hood in one place. And now you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. We take the price and location of seats and show you which give you the best deal. Our experts have done all the work for you. So get the StubHub app and find the best value on seats today. StubHub is a proud sponsor of the LA Galaxy. When the Galaxy win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Galaxy victory, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders using promo code GALAXY online at papajohns.com. That's right, 50% off your entire online order of regular menu price items the day after the Galaxy win. Enter promo code GALAXY at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official partner of the LA Galaxy.
They say you have to dedicate thousands of hours to something to master it. That requires determination, guidance, and support. As the official education partner of the LA Galaxy, Southern New Hampshire University is helping players and staff achieve their goals with flexible online education. Enroll at SNHU, and you'll have the same unwavering support so you can earn your online degree and master your field. Visit snhu.edu/LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
So for the moment, the Galaxy will still be in the second spot in the Western Conference. They will pick up a point out of this 2-2 affair here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on the night. Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino back here with you. It's the post-game show following the 2-2 draw in the ninth all-time meeting between the Union and your LA Galaxy. Again, your goals coming for Philadelphia from Vincent Nogueira early in the first half, and then an equalizer in the second half from Keegan Rosenberry. LA gets goals from Robbie Rogers, his first of the season, and then Mike McGee with a goal just moments into the second half, his fourth of the season on a blistering left-footed shot into the upper corner. But if you're Bruce Arena right now, are you thinking you're happy with how this all comes out and taking just a point and keeping your unbeaten streak on the road?
Well, all in all things considered, your second game in 4 days. You mentioned throughout the broadcast how leggy they were. It was, of course, that 2,400-mile flight across the country after that big win over the New England Revolution. So, yeah, I think he's happy in that respect. Okay, yeah, was there more room for improvement? Of course, L.A. looking a little disheveled in central defense. But, hey, you got these new faces like Dan Kennedy coming in, Leonardo bedding in with Jelle Van Dam, trying to find that understanding, that dissension, or I shouldn't say dissension, but that incongruity showed they didn't really weren't on the same page, but they managed to find it, to get it together, buckle down, and really sustained that great start from Philadelphia. They returned fire with a nicely worked goal of their own. But one thing that has to be troubling Bruce Arena is how really prone they look to those Philadelphia counterattacks, because that's when the Union were at their best. They were able to get in behind, specifically in the first half down the left-hand side, but throughout the match in the center of defense, just in front of that line between midfield and the center of defense. That's when Philly were at their best. So, yeah, there's plenty to work on, but really nothing to be alarmed about. I thought all in all, pretty good night, and good to have Dan Kennedy back in the fray, and, of course, good to see Leonardo back healthy.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our man of the match tonight. Obviously, a couple of different candidates you can go with two different goal scorers for LA on the night in Robbie Rogers and Mike McGee, but obviously honorable mention a guy like Bajia Husidic, who we both praised his contributions on the night. Where do we go, Christian?
Well, here on LAGalaxy.com, we do have a policy of sticking with the match production that's taking place over on Time Warner Cable Sports Net. But we're going to put our foot down tonight, Mr. Rogadina. I'm going with Bajia Husidic, who was absolutely brilliant. He found that space in between the lines, made some great tackles, kept some good moves alive. So for me, Bajia Husidic, our man of the match, which of course is brought to you by Herbalife. Herbalife, nutrition for a better life.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, there was a couple of different candidates you really could go with, but Bajia Husidic for his efforts tonight, how much mileage he covered, all the dirty work you mentioned that he did in the middle part of the park. He was certainly not the guy whose name and numbers are going to show up with glaring regularity in the stat sheet, but what he did tonight, that doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. I think that's why he's got to be our Herbalife man of the match.
Yeah, absolutely, and giving him a run for his money tonight, I'd have to say, Jelle Van Dam.
Yeah.
Had a couple of giveaways, but made some timely interventions, really putting out a lot of the fires defensively. It's asking a lot of a big central defender like Van Dam to play with a new partner like Leonardo for the first time. I thought, it was rough finding that understanding in the first 15 minutes or so, but Van Dam, I thought, took control of the situation, put his arm around the shoulder of Leonardo, said, hey, let's get it together, help with Dan Kennedy, who's such a great organizer, and they really became firm and tougher to break down. Still some things to work on. If that's going to be your central defensive partnership, that remains to be seen, but it's nice to have that depth at your disposal if you're Bruce Arena. You can sit Daniel Starasound and bring back Leonardo, who's becoming more and more fit. They're going to need him down the line as the summer crunch is looming.
Third road draw of the season in their 5 road matches played so far in 2016, and their 4th road draw overall. The Galaxy will fall to, I shouldn't say fall to, but their record goes to 5 wins, 1 loss, and 4 draws on the season. And again, 19 points leaves them 1 point behind the Colorado Rapids, who sit on 20 points. We'll hit another break here on the post-game show. When we come back, we'll hit you with our lesson of the match and continue the discussion around this 2-2 draw out in Philadelphia. We'll do that next.
On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy, a team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-FREE-GALAXY.
Over the course of a single game, LA Galaxy players will spend 90 minutes fighting for the ball, going on goal, sprinting, sliding, jogging backwards, running almost 7 miles, while maintaining an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And they'll perform at this world-class level 31 times a year, powered by Herbalife Nutrition, the official nutrition company of the LA Galaxy. To power up like a pro, contact your Herbalife independent distributor or visit Herbalife.com today.
Calling all explorers, the Galaxy's proud sponsor, Alaska Airlines, now offers up to 16 peak daily flights from John Wayne, Orange County, including flights to Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Sonoma County, and Reno Tahoe, beginning June 6th. Alaska is excited to offer a new option from Orange County with 3 daily flights to San Jose. For Alaska's lowest fares, visit alaskaair.com. Hey fans, next time you want to grab Galaxy seats, get the StubHub app. The StubHub app puts your teams, your favorite artists, and your hood in one place. And now you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. We take the price and location of seats and show you which give you the best deal. Our experts have done all the work for you. So get the StubHub app and find the best value on seats today. StubHub is a proud sponsor of the LA Galaxy.
Hey SoCal, it's springtime, which means it's Toyota time, which also means it's time to save big at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Right now, get 0 APR on 10 Toyota models, including the 2016 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Sienna, and even the all-new redesigned 2016 Prius with its enhanced driving dynamics and even better MPG. That's right, get 0 APR on 10 Toyota models. But don't wait, springtime won't last long, and neither will these Toyotas. For all current offers, visit buyatoyota.com or just head over to your local Toyota dealer to test drive one of our 10 models today, including the legendary Camry, fuel-efficient Corolla, fun-to-drive RAV4, spacious Sienna, and all-new Prius. Your Southern California Toyota dealer makes it easy. Not all customers will qualify. See dealer for details. Must take delivery from new car dealer stock by midnight 5/31/16. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to LAGalaxy.com. Putting the finishing touches on this evening's 2-2 draw out in Philadelphia with the Union. Galaxy now 8 matches unbeaten, and as we were saying during the second half of the broadcast, Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino back here with you. It'll be nice for Bruce Arena to give a lot of these guys a much-needed rest, considering they've just played 3 games in 11 days.
Yeah, well, considering the fact that they've got a nice lengthy rest, they're not in action this weekend, so that's going to be a welcome rest period for a team that really deserves it right now. But hey, you know, I think they've got to be pretty happy. I mean, they came up, they were leggy. Hey, they were tired. Who wouldn't be after the situations as the way it was? But they came in, they gutted it out. They did concede some chances here to a Philadelphia team that were rather wasteful in front of goal with the chances for the likes of Nogueira as well as Chris Pontius, who had numerous opportunities. But all in all, I think it's a job well done. And then Mike McGee, of course, coming up big in the beginning of the second half. They were able to avoid conceding after wave, Philadelphia pressuring in the late stages. So that's going to do wonders for their character. When you can harden on the road and get a result like this and gut it out, a point's a point. They'll put it in their back pocket. Thank you very much, and on to the next one.
Well, speaking of Mike McGee, let's go to our lesson of the match, which is brought to you by SNHU. See yourself succeed at snhu.edu, and it's Mike McGee's goal, Christian, his 4th of the season.
Yep.
It comes just a couple of minutes, 48th minute of play it comes, and a great way to start the second half, considering we were questioning what kind of energy we would see from Bruce Arena and his team coming out to begin the second half.
And ironically, a team that expelled so much energy in Philadelphia throughout large stretches of this match, this is when Philadelphia had a huge letdown. It was a virtual gift for Mike McGee. Wonderful ball across from Steven Gerrard, but ample opportunity inside the penalty area for Mike McGee to, hey, take a look around, take a touch, look, pick out that top corner. Bosch, he hits it in nice and soft, passes it in with that right foot. And that was a big defensive letdown for Philadelphia. I'm sure it's something they want to have caught napping, but an opportunistic LA able to pounce. That's what you need when you're on the road away from home.
That's our lesson of the match, which is brought to you by SNHU. See yourself succeed at snhu.edu. Mike McGee's 4th of the season, providing some early fireworks for the Galaxy in the second half. But of course, it was about 15 minutes later when Keegan Rosenberry, with a 22-year-old outside back, would hit for his first MLS goal of his career that would equalize and eventually see the two teams finish at 2-2. All right, we'll hit another break here. When we come back, we will look ahead. As we said, the Galaxy with an opportunity to get some time off before they head to May the 22nd, a Sunday afternoon affair back in Southern California against the San Jose Earthquakes. We'll discuss that and wrap things up when we come back on LAGalaxy.com.
On Sunday, May 22nd at StubHub Center, 5-time MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy take on their West Coast rivals, the San Jose Earthquakes. We are the LA Galaxy. A team of international superstars and homegrown talent. This is our city. This is our house. This is LA. Purchase your tickets today. Visit LAGalaxy.com/tickets or call 877-3GALAXY.
They say you have to dedicate thousands of hours to something to master it. That requires determination, guidance, and support. As the official education partner of the LA Galaxy, Southern New Hampshire University is helping players and staff achieve their goals with flexible online education. Enroll at SNHU, and you'll have the same unwavering support so you can earn your online degree and master your field. Visit snhu.edu/LA Galaxy.
When the Galaxy win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Galaxy victory, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders using promo code GALAXY online at PapaJohns.com. That's right, 50% off your entire online order of regular menu price items the day after the Galaxy win. Enter promo code GALAXY at PapaJohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official partner of the LA Galaxy. Calling all explorers, the Galaxy's proud sponsor, Alaska Airlines, now offers up to 16 peak daily flights from John Wayne, Orange County, including flights to Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Sonoma County, and Reno Tahoe, beginning June 6th. Alaska is excited to offer a new option from Orange County with 3 daily flights to San Jose. For Alaska's lowest fares, visit alaskaair.com.
Hey SoCal, it's springtime, which means it's Toyota time. Which also means for the month of May, you can get huge factory cash back on a long list of new Toyotas. Like $1,000 cash back on a new 2016 Corolla, or $1,000 back on the all-new, completely redesigned 2016 Prius. There's $2,000 cash back on a new 2016 Camry or Camry Hybrid. There's even $2,500 back on a new 2016 Avalon or Avalon Hybrid. But don't wait. Spring goes fast, and so will these deals. For all current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Or even better, just head into your local Toyota dealer and test drive a new Corolla, Prius, Camry, Camry Hybrid, Avalon, or Avalon Hybrid today. And go home with a new Toyota and huge factory cash back. Your Southern California Toyota dealer makes it easy. Must take delivery from new car dealer stock by midnight 5/31/16. Toyota, let's go places.
Following the 2-2 draw out in Philadelphia, the Galaxy will get a much-needed break here. No game on the weekend for LA, and they will have ample amount of time to prepare for the California Derby coming up on May the 22nd. Christian Miles, Mark Rogandino back here with you. So what's up next for the LA Galaxy? The Galaxy head back to the StubHub Center in Southern California to face the San Jose Earthquakes on Sunday, May the 22nd at 4 p.m. And this all brought to you by Alaska Airlines. We've all seen this California Classico play out over many 20-plus years in Major League Soccer, and it really never seems to disappoint when the Quakes and Galaxy come together.
Yeah, especially now that you got Dom Kenny, you're back in the mix up north, controlling the San Jose Earthquakes. You know, they're off to a much better run this season in the 5th position, all the way with 15 points through their first 10 games. But, you know, in any Classico, any derby, whether it be Liverpool, Everton, Manchester City, Manchester United, whatever you want to call it, Barcelona, just throw it out the window, because these are two teams that they like to play their best against each other. They save their best against each other. But what I love about this rivalry throughout the years, there's always goals in it. It's always exciting. It's never boring, and that's exactly what we're going to get. LA Galaxy have to be pleased right now. They've got confidence. They really will take a lot of that from this game when they, hey, you know what, they didn't play their best tonight, but they managed to get a point in really difficult circumstances against a team that's been playing some pretty good soccer in Philadelphia Union. So that will do nothing but boost their confidence and give them a better chance against San Jose coming up on the 22nd.
For what it's worth, San Jose in action later on tonight. They are at home against the Houston Dynamo, which of course has its own storyline. Dominic Kinnear.
The Dom Kinnear Derby.
The Dom Kinnear Derby. Dominic Kinnear, so many years in charge and so much success down in Houston with the Dynamo before returning back into the fold with San Jose. So that'll certainly be an interesting one to keep an eye on the scoreline out on the internet for tonight's game. And then no game on the weekend for San Jose either, so they'll have ample amount of time to get themselves ready. They do have a friendly coming up, international friendly coming up there in the Bay Area, but you know how those usually go in MLS, where you see a whole different 11 come in for the second half, and the Galaxy and San Jose will both have plenty of time to get themselves ready for each other in another classic classic chapter of the California Classico between the Quakes and your LA Galaxy. All right, some final parting thoughts from this one. I'll start, Christian. Obviously, I thought LA, with the way they started the second half, I was expecting them to be able to maybe somewhat run away with it in the second half. So certainly Bruce Arena is going to think about the drop in focus from time to time and the way that his team had some troubles defending the counterattack. Obviously, Laurentowicz made a big deal to get in there, and Laurentowicz, I think, will be a guy that you'll see to stop gap in the central midfield from time to time throughout this season. So we'll see if there's a couple of things, some pros and cons for LA to look at coming out of the 2-2 draw, but going forward against San Jose in about 10, 11 days, I think they'll have plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, some days you just don't play your best, and I thought, too, it was a great start to the second half because, you know, Bruce, it looks as though he really laid into the guys, or maybe he didn't, I don't know, but whatever he said really took good effect because there was a strong showing. They played their best soccer of the evening, I think, in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the second half. Yeah, there's going to be a let-off, but you know what? The situation is such. We've talked about it time and time again throughout the evening. You know, whoever made this schedule up is not going to be Bruce Arena's favorite because you got to travel 2,400 miles, a 5.5-hour flight in the space of 4 days after playing a very tough New England side. So it's never going to be an easy task. But I think considering all the factors, Nigel de Jong still out with that injury, unable to feature, a player that really would have come in handy when you need that grit and that determination and steel away from home in a game like this. But I think a lot of positives were drawn from this game. Hey, Leonardo's back. They got it together central defensively alongside Jelle Van Dam. A shaky moment perhaps for Dan Kennedy. He may see it otherwise, but I think he came good tonight in the end. But in the midfield, things really starting to gel a little bit together. I thought Steven Gerrard was great.
I agree.
In the first stages in the second half. A little bit missing in the first. Baggio Husidic put in a workmanlike performance. Gio Dos Santos had some bright moments. And, of course, Robbie Keane. I think the situation got a little bit ahead of him, feeling a little bit leggy towards the end of it with all the travel and such. But all in the end, I think it was a standout performance from an LA team that got enough done here. But it's a point that means so much, but it's a point that you take in terms of psyche. It builds confidence, and that's something that will suit you in the long run.
Yeah, just as Bruce Arena said to the media following the 1-1 draw out in Kansas City a couple of matches ago, you'll always take a point on the road in Major League Soccer whenever you get that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And as you said, put it in your back pocket and have an opportunity to come and get your wins at home. The Galaxy will have the chance to get their wins at home. Again, it's May the 22nd against the San Jose Earthquakes. It should be a fantastic Sunday afternoon out at the StubHub Center, and we look forward to seeing you there. For Christian Miles and the rest of the crew here at LAGalaxy.com, my name is Mark Rogandino. Happy to have you along for the last couple of hours. Again, your final score from out there inside of Talon Energy Stadium. The Union 2, your Galaxy 2. Good night, everybody.
LA Galaxy is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. StubHub. Next time you need seats for a Galaxy game, download the StubHub app. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. And SNHU. See yourself succeed at snhu.edu.